All right, we're out here at Argonaut, Dan Barnett Field. They just finished homecoming festivities for this year, and we're about a little over 10 minutes away from this game getting ready to start. The king, the quarterback.
Hey, fitting.
6 big quarterbacks, right? Ryan Albiani, the king, and Abigail Neely.
It looked like Abigail may have been a cheerleader. Hopefully I'm not
the queen. There were 3 football players in the court tonight. Albiani, Johnny White, and Andrew Hernandez, along with Miles Tomzak. And Albiani ends up with the crown as we see him down there taking pictures. I'm sure Coach Davis is ready to get him out on the field.
I think so.
He's not a big fan of this, you know.
He never has been. But, also Melanie Caulfield, Ella Adams, and Kiana Baker, part of the court for the young ladies. So congratulations to all of them. Now, we're here for football, though. We didn't come for homecoming. It is homecoming, but we came to watch some football and talk about football, Frank. And we got 2 undefeated teams here at our Camps pregame show, Camps Propane. And you know a lot about Argonaut High School. We're kind of just learning a little bit about Bret Harte, but
well, what I know about Bret Harte is they're my surprise team of the year. When I did my predictions at the beginning of the year, I kind of counted them down: Sonora, Calaveras, Argonaut, Amador, Somerville, and I said flip a coin between Bret Harte and Linden. Well, I was wrong because Linden's horrible.
Yes.
And Bret Harte comes out 3-0.
Yes, they do.
All right?
They do.
So you got to give them some credit. Now, they haven't played anybody. All right? They haven't had any competition yet. But I do know one thing. They run a read option.
They do.
And they've got some athletic kids, and they've got a couple pretty big kids. So the key tonight for Argonaut, this Argonaut team, when you're playing against a read option, it's all about assignment defense, okay? Somebody's got the dive. Somebody hits the quarterback every time, whether he's got the ball or not, and you want to force him to pitch it, right? Because bad things happen when you pitch it. And looking at a little bit of film that I looked at, the quarterback likes to keep the football on this. And so, the way we've seen that defense play, especially the last game we did with them, David Crowhurst moving him from the linebacker spot up to the nose tackle really creates a lot of havoc. And then you've got Fleming and Kling out on the ends. And, I was really impressed with the way the Argonaut defense. They are going to need to stick to their assignments tonight.
They will.
And I think they'll be fine.
Disciplined football, and you mentioned the read option, especially with the quarterback keeping the ball a lot. Those defensive ends, but Argonaut, as Frank said, has very strong defensive ends, and they have corners who can come up and tackle and take on that pitch man if need be. So I think Argonaut's defense built for this offense. I don't expect them to have too much trouble, but then again, they're going up against the undefeated team. And as we always say, Amador, we talked about their schedule, wasn't the toughest schedule, but you play the teams in front of you. That's all they can do.
You got to play your schedule. That's all you can do.
And they are undefeated.
Interesting fact, Bret Harte has probably been the perennial dog of the Mother Lode League for the last, I don't know how many years. They're 14-64 over the last 15 years in Mother Lode League. They have not beat Argonaut since 2001.
Really?
And I don't think that's going to change tonight. I think Argonaut wins this game relatively easy. I think they're more physical. I think they're stronger. I think they're going to wear this Bret Harte team down, and I think they're going to have their way tonight.
And, we talked a lot about Ricky Davis coming back to the program, and they went back to somewhat of the old offense. You'll see a double wing a lot of times with somebody split out, but it seems like they found their identity. They know who they are, and they look extremely confident, at least here in the pregame, and we expect to see some good things tonight from Argonaut.
Well, and a lot of athletes on this Argonaut team this year. That one of the things, and in talking to the coaches, I've been watching Argonaut football for a long time, and the coaches are all pretty much in agreement. They have not had this many athletes. I mean, I'm not saying they've got the best athletes they've ever had, but they've not had this many in their skill positions ever. They've got a lot.
They do have depth.
And they really have a lot of depth on this team. So I think Argonaut is going to win this game tonight. The real Mother Lode League game tonight that I'm really interested to see is Sonora at Calaveras. And if you remember, Sonora has not lost a Mother Lode League game since they came in the league. Calaveras came within a 2-point conversion last year. They went for 2 for the win instead of 1.
And was that overtime?
No.
It wasn't.
They went for 2 for the win instead of 1 for the tie. Incomplete. They lose by 1. this game tonight, the Somerville or Sonora and Calaveras, and we're going to be getting updates throughout the evening, and I think that's going to be a terrific contest. Our other Mother Lode League action tonight is Amador travels down to Linden. I think Amador has an easy time with that in the first league game, and they need to do that because they go to Sonora next week.
And you know what? I saw Calaveras last week. We've talked to some people that have seen Sonora who said they're they're huge. Not as much team speed as some of the other teams in the league, where Calaveras has a nice balance. Very tough, very strong team, but also some good team speed. It's going to be a great game over there.
Yeah, no, I think the league in general is the strongest Mother Lode League I've seen, and I don't even know how long. I think from top to bottom, excluding Linden, I think every week, every team, again, other than Linden, has a chance to beat somebody.
And also tonight, guys, we're down from, 6 games down to 3 games as we're playing each other now in the Mother Lode League. So when we bring your Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring updates, be able to breathe a little bit this week. So, hey, your Camps Propane pregame show, that's going to wrap it up here. Again, homecoming king Ryan Albiani. The queen this year was Abigail Neely. Congratulations to all the court. Hey, we're ready for some football, guys, so we're going to send it back to Jim, and then we'll bring it right back here. First quarter brought to you by Central State Credit. And we're back here at Argonaut High School, and you probably just heard me on the mic here. Frank and I are watching the coin toss, and it looks like Argonaut won. They deferred, and so Bret Harte will receive the kick to start the ball game.
Yeah, and Ricky Davis loves to defer. He really likes the odds. He thinks he gets an extra possession that way. And, we've watched a lot of games, and, you get some momentum going in, and then you get the ball starting up the second half. And that could work in their advantage tonight. You
know what I like about it, too, Frank, is if the other team scores right before the half, you're not giving them the ball right back as well. So it gives you some confidence you can get back in the ball game to a late score, too. So we got 12 minutes to go here. Every quarter is 12 minutes long. So they're lining up right now. I believe we're going to have the national anthem here shortly. We got the Argonaut High School band out on the field. And the entire coaching staff. Bret Harte is on the sideline. Argonaut is lining up across the 25-yard line, and they're doing the, I don't think they're arm in arm, but they're shoulder to shoulder for these.
From our left to our right on your radio dial.
Yes, exactly. And you know what, guys, the national anthem doesn't broadcast too well through the speaker here and onto the radios. So we're going to send it back one more time to you at the studios, and then we'll come back here for first quarter action, sponsored today by Central State Credit Union. And we're back here, Dan Barnett Field at Argonaut High School. Perfect timing as the national anthem just wrapped up. Again, we want to say congratulations to Ryan Albiani and Abigail Neely, your homecoming king and queen 2016 for the Argonaut Mustangs. And again, the Argonaut Mustangs won the toss tonight. They deferred, so Bret Harte will receive the first possession tonight. Real quick, Frank, before we get started, we'll do a quick JV Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update. Still no word from that Sonora game, but we do know that Amador has beat Linden 16-14. Argonauts JV 33-7. So Bret Harte's coming out to the field. Argonaut huddled up on the sideline, about to take it out. And it looks like back deep to receive the kick for Bret Harte will be number 23, Mason Lowe. To kick for the Mustangs, usually it's Albiani.
No.
Excuse me, Albiani's the holder.
No.
I am sorry.
Yeah, no, the big-legged kicker, Wyatt Elmore, I believe, is the kicker for Argonaut. And he gets the ball from the ref. He puts it down on the tee. And we're going to get this one underway in just a moment.
So Bret Harte has one man back, just one single man, and that's number 23 again, Mason Lowe. 2 up men at about the 30, and then the rest of the men up.
Yeah, they're way up, and Elmore got a good leg. We saw him kick several times into the end zone a couple weeks ago when we did the first Argonaut game, and I expect they're going to go deep here. A lot of room when you only have one guy back there to work the corners a little bit. So here we go with the kick. Good long kick coming this side to the corner. It's into the end zone for a touchback. And you just have nobody to cover that unless it's kicked right down the middle, right? So Bret Harte is going to start 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line in this first possession of the game. As we talked about, Bret Harte likes to run the read option. That's what they run it out of the shotgun. A lot of motion from their wings. And as we talked about earlier, this is assignment defense for the Mustangs. And they line up Kraft in the shotgun. Motion coming from this side, number 23. Flag on the play. Right away, false start. That'll back them up 5 yards. So Ryan Kraft, the sophomore, is starting at quarterback. His brother, Joseph Kraft, number 18, is the running back. So here we go again, 1st and 15 after the procedure penalty. Back to the 50-yard line, and the officials want the kids out of the back of the end zone. So they're
all right, we're going to interrupt Frank and JD for just a moment to bring you a scoring update from the Calaveras-Sonora game. Calaveras up 7-0 on a 10-yard TD pass from Bird to Norton. Calaveras up on Sonora 7-0.
Looks like they want to run the same play. Again, motion coming from the left side. Inside handoff on the dive, straight ahead to big number 44. Boy, he's got some yards. Gains most of that all the way back, then some, all the way up to about the 28-yard line. Big number 44.
And that's Anthony Howard, Frank.
6'1", 228 pounds. As a big boy.
You know what, Anthony Howard, again, running basically from fullback or a single back spot. Mason Lowe, who was back deep, was the slot man in motion on that speedy.
Kraft's going to keep it this time. He's got a first down. He spins, tackled. Fumble. The ball's on the ground. Got hit. I think Bret Harte recovers the football.
You know, Frank, again, it's hard to read these Argonaut numbers, but he spun from one Argonaut defender right into another, knocked the ball loose.
Nose of the ball is going to be right at the 35-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bullfrogs. Kraft again in the shotgun, spread formation. Motion, his brother, the other Kraft, coming from this side. Fake the dive. Fumbles on the ground right now. Bret Harte picked it back up. Now, that was exactly what I was talking about of staying home. Kraft faked the dive, and the defensive end was right there, hit him before he even had a chance to pitch it. That was McCarthy that hit, and the ball got on the ground, and Bret Harte was able to fall on it for a loss of 2.
Argonaut looks like they're basically in a 5-2 with both safeties up tight.
All right, here we go, 2nd and 12.
No safety over the top.
In motion is Kraft. Up, flag. That's going to be another motion penalty. Had 2 men moving on that. As Kraft went into motion from this side. Yep, that's going to back him up. That's the second one in 3 plays that they've had.
So still 10 minutes, 22 seconds left to go. First quarter action from Dan Barnett Field. First quarter brought to us by Central State Credit Union. It's going to bring up, it looks like about a 2nd down and, about 17, huh, Frank?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, 17. Looks like Crowhurst has moved off the nose. Here they go, switching him over to this side, playing this tackle side. So 2nd and long for Bret Harte. Same formation. Single back, the big back, in motion coming this way, number 32. Fake dive. He wants to throw. He throws over the middle, incomplete, intended. There's a flag, a late flag from way in the backfield.
And that was Joseph Kraft they were targeting there. Joseph Kraft has been starting from a slot position, basically went on a quick slant.
Ryan Kraft to Joseph. He threw it in a lot of traffic. And the flag came in deep. And they called it pass interference on the defense. And
it was close. But
there was a lot of traffic in the middle there. And
a lot of deception, misdirection in this offense as well. Frankie faked a sweep, then a dive, and then threw the ball. A lot for the quarterback to do here.
Well, that'll make it 2nd and short now. They were 2nd and 17, and that penalty gave him back a bunch forward to the big guy. He gets across, bangs his way over the 50-yard line. That's a big boy, 6'1", 228.
It takes multiple Mustangs to pull him down.
Well, especially if you don't get him right at the line of scrimmage. He gets a little head of steam. And he's going to fall for 5, right?
He gets to the 2nd level. Good luck, yeah.
So 1st and 10 for Bret Harte. Here they go again. They're spread out all over the field. They got men everywhere. Kraft is in motion. To the big guy again. He's got room. He breaks it outside. He's still going. Finally brought down all the way up to about the 30-yard line.
Pretty fast for 6'1", 225, too.
Boy, that is a load. Hernandez had to come up and make the tackle from the corner spot, but he's all the way up down to the 30-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 from the 30.
You know, before he ran it, I'm thinking, why not give it to 44 every time until they stop him? I'd feed 44 the rock.
Well, he's the lone back behind Kraft every set. Again, Kraft in motion. They're going to give it to him again. They like it. Brought down over the 25. Number 44 in on the tackle for Argonaut.
And number 44 for the Mustangs, Philip Martini. It's a nice name, huh?
That falls inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line.
A nice defense by the Mustangs. About a 2-yard gain. 8 minutes, 57 seconds left.
This time he lines up to the side of Kraft. Going to come around this side, number 32. He's trying to get wide. Forced outside. Oh, he cuts it inside, breaks a couple tackles, finally gets knocked out at about the 31.
Is that almost a fly sweep type play there, huh, Frank?
Yeah, it kind of looked like it. He was way out in the slot. He came from a long way. He wasn't the furthest man out on the wide receiver. He was inside of that, but he still had a big split.
And that was Javon Gilbert. Some pretty good speed from Bret Harte.
He looks like a pretty good-sized boy also.
I was really surprised at the size when we saw them out here before the ball game.
So 3rd and a long one here for Bret Harte. 4-down territory, I'm sure, at this point. Look at the line splits. They are huge. That left guard is 2.5 yards split off the center. Big line splits on the left, not so much on the right.
Which is interesting.
Bret Harte calls timeout.
They're running a balanced formation with their receivers and their slots, but their line split's different. Interesting to see. Basically, for those watching at home, we're seeing pretty much every time out, they're running a slot and a receiver to each side. The receiver and slot, quite a bit of distance between the two, and that receiver's way outside with one back behind the quarterback.
Yeah, we've only seen the one back, and every time he's been lined up directly behind the quarterback other than the one when he was right on his side. And that's when they ran that fly sweep.
Hey, Jim, we got a timeout. We probably got time for one spot. Let's take a quick break and check in with Central State Credit Union, our first quarter sponsor, and then we'll come right back here to Dan Barnett Field.
Well, they ran that play on 3rd and 2, and they just got a nice play by Martini and Mackey in there to stop him, but they didn't need much. They've got a 1st and 10 right now from just inside the 20-yard line. So good drive here on the first possession for Bret Harte. Motion coming back across his side. Give to the second man through, cuts it up inside. That's number 23. Gets up to the 15-yard line.
As Mason Lowe, again, the guy who was back deep for the kick. Interesting, Frank goes in motion tight to the line, and then as he gets to the line, kind of bows it out.
Well, he kind of cut right back in behind Howard that time and followed him through the hole. That's the first time we've seen him run that. Usually when they've given it to the motion man, he's tried to get wide, but this time he cut it right up behind Howard trying to get through that 2-hole.
And when we say the split and the slot's the one going in motion, and what do you think, Frank? Almost 10 yards off the line of scrimmage?
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
They're really wide. Look at that line split again on the left. Nice snap. Passes.
Nice quick bubble
Little
screen.
bubble screen to the left. Good job by the defense there.
You know,
Number
Frank looks
21.
like Ramage, Trevor Ramage,
Yeah.
And that's one thing that Argonaut's strong at. We like their defensive ends, but they're similar to what Amador does. They've got corners who can come up and tackle, which are really important in today's high school football game. A lot of quick passes to the outside, wide receiver screens, bubble screens. You see a lot of these fast sweeps and options. Nice to have corners who can come up and make that tackle.
Well, a lot of speed in the defensive backfield for the Mustangs. 3rd and long here. Motion again. Oh, no, it's
that's a fumble.
He tried to pitch it back, and that's what I talked about. You want to make him pitch that football. Keep somebody on the quarterback because they don't want to pitch. That's the hardest play in this read option to do. Big loss on the play, going to be 4th down now. They're kind of in no man's land from a field position standpoint all the way back to the 30-yard line.
And if you punt here, good luck. It's probably going to go out of the end zone. You're going to bring it to the 20, only a 10-yard difference.
Yeah, it's 4th and 20 right now, so, there's really no odds in punting the football, so they're going to go for it.
6:55 left to go, first quarter.
Looking to pass. He keeps it. He steps up under pressure. Sacked!
Could be hard to get numbers when there's 5 guys on him.
Boy, I see 52. I see 18.
Ken Mackey. Michael McCarthy again. And these boys
and Fleming was also in on that also. There was just a whole, these jerseys, those camouflage numbers are so hard to see, and especially when they get in a scrum.
Especially with lights out here too, it's difficult.
All right, so Argonaut's going to take over here from the 30-yard line. Bret Harte had it going a little bit, shot themselves in the foot early, converted a big play, and they just kept marching down, moving the chains.
Hey, they got something going, though, with number 44, Howard, tonight.
All right, here we go. Albiani in the shotgun. Motion coming from this side. Johnny White giving the up man. That was Vieira, I believe. Mikey Vieira, number 40. There was nothing going there. Good penetration by the line for the Bullfrogs. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. That play was kind of funny. I hadn't seen him run that before. They faked to the motion guy, Johnny White, coming through. Vieira held back, counted like to 2, then came through and tried to give it on the dive, and Bret Harte had good penetration. There was nothing doing there.
Almost like a gap.
Albiani, White in motion again. White's got it. He's coming this way. He cuts it inside, gets hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, number 32, Javon Gilbert. Nothing going, baby.
Johnny White, the ball carrier.
Number 32 and number 66 also. They're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage. I thought he actually lost a yard or 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
The difference from Argonaut this year from years past, a lot of that fast, almost fly type sweep. They send the man in motion tight to the line, or what they used to call like an X sweep. But all from the shotgun tonight so far.
White again comes in motion. Second man threw on a little counter. Oh, nice cut, but he only gains about 5 yards.
And that looks like number 23. Is that Flores, Frank?
There's a flag on the field.
Brought down by Bucky Sewell.
Flores gained 5 on the play, but there's a flag on the field. We'll see what the call is.
You know, we talked about Argonaut having to be disciplined
shot
on
block against the Mustangs.
This Bret Harte defense is staying in their lanes. That right there, as he cut back, that could have been to the house. Linebacker stayed in place and was able to get him. Only one man to beat.
I would be surprised if Bret Harte accepts this penalty and doesn't put Argonaut in a 4th and 5 and force them to punt here.
So we're looking at 5 minutes, 17 seconds left to go. Bret Harte has taken a timeout. So Argonaut with 3, Bret Harte with 2. We're looking at 4th down and 5.
They did decline the penalty. It'll be 4th and 5.
It's turned out to be quite a ball game tonight so far, folks. Again, we're only about 10 minutes, a little less than 10 minutes into the first quarter, but looking pretty good, both teams.
So Wyatt Elmore is back to punt. We talked about the kicking formation they had a couple weeks ago. They're in the full formation this time. Elmore gets a good kick, fielded right at the 30-yard line, and brought down right away. First man on the scene, and then he had a whole bunch of his friends came aboard, but that looks like number 60.
Vieira's in on that one. There's a bunch of guys.
Stopped immediately by Cody Conrad.
Cody Conrad was the first guy down. Good kick.
Hey, you know what? Nice tackle by Cody Conrad, too. That was Bucky Sewell on the reception of the punt for Bret Harte.
All right, so Bret Harte will start their second possession, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Clock has been moving the whole time. We're under 5 minutes already here in the first quarter. Here we go, 1st and 10. Kraft again, same formation. Motion coming from this side. Give to the big guy up front and stopped right away by the interior of the line. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Falls forward maybe for a half a yard.
Multiple Mustangs in, and then Philip Martini came up with a big hard hit to finish the play off.
I saw number 52 get off the bottom of the pile last.
Looks like they figured something. Argonaut's coaching staff, great coaching staff over here, and it looks like they made some adjustments, or else these kids are just playing tough.
Well, they just want to make them do something different. If that's what they want to do, we're going to shut that down and make you do something different. Motion again, coming this side. Second man through. That's the same play they ran, and he cut it inside. And, boy, what a nice job coming up there, number 21. That is Ramage.
It looked like number 23 again on the carry, Frank. That's Mason
it was.
Lowe.
He came in motion and then cut it back up inside. That's the second time we've seen him run that play.
It's pretty cool looking, folks. Again, he comes tight down the line, and then as he gets to the last man on the interior line, he bows back out like a pitch motion and then comes straight at the line.
This time it's a pitch out to Kraft, trying to get around the left side. Hit immediately, breaks a tackle, falls forward maybe for a gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down.
Looked like big number 51, Patrick McCarthy, again for the Mustangs.
So it's going to be 4th down. Bret Harte is going to punt back deep for the Mustangs. Looks like Andrew Hernandez.
Got 3 minutes, 25 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, brought to us by Central State Credit Union.
Andrew Hernandez back deep for the Mustangs.
Good snap.
Oh,
that was almost blocked.
That was McCarthy almost had that. Or actually, excuse me, Trevor Ramage.
Boy, Ramage.
I don't know how he didn't block it, to be honest with you.
I think he
right
just
through
missed
his
his point.
Yeah.
I think he just missed his point. Sometimes that's something you really need to learn, where to dive to block a punt. You got to dive in front of the foot, not to the foot, right? That's where you get it. He just missed it.
And not to say this is the case, you also got to be willing to take it off the face, chest, anywhere on your body, too.
Yeah, a foot or the ball. Yeah. I think Ramage is up for that.
I think he's all right with it. Hey, 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter.
All right, so Argonaut has it 1st and 10 now. Looks like they're starting at their 34-yard line. White again in motion. They're going to give it to him. He's going to try to cut it up inside. Gains a nice gain on the play. Gets up across the 40-yard line. Gain of about 6.
And we said it's kind of a shotgun double wing, but one guy's split out. It's been consistently out on the right side for the Mustangs tonight. The split, that is.
Ball placed right at the 40-yard line for the Mustangs here. It'll be 2nd down. 2:40 left here in the first quarter.
And as I say that, they split to the left.
Mason Flores in the slot this side, Johnny White on the other. Vieira, the lone back behind Albiani. He throws out to Vieira, coming this way, looking for the corner. He gets it. He's to the 50, to the 45. Knocked that out of bounds, but not till he got up to about the 40-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. Just a little swing pass to Vieira.
But Albiani put it in the spot where he can catch it and run with it. Nice throw.
They spotted all the way up to the 36. I thought he was knocked out of bounds before that. So right at the 36, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs in Bret Harte territory for the first time tonight.
Still 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. First quarter action. Today's first quarter brought to us, as always, by Central State Credit Union.
Andrew Hernandez split out wide here to our left. White and Mason Flores in the slot. Flores go to motion. He's got it, trying to get around the right side. Hit, knocked down, nice tackle by number 10 on the play. Looks like a loss of about 1 on the play. He almost fumbled that handoff. It just wasn't smooth the way that play went. But a nice job by number 10 for Bret Harte coming up from the corner position, tackling behind the line of scrimmage for a. Well, they're going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage. I thought he lost a yard. It's right at the 37-yard line right now. I thought they started on the 36, but
as did I.
What's a yard in between friends? Albiani in the shotgun again. Vieira alone back. Flores in motion. Albiani pitches. Oh, and he fumbles it. Pitched it right to Vieira. Vieira was able to get it. and knocked out of bounds. And you know what? It wasn't a bad pitch.
It really wasn't that bad.
Vieira was looking up the field before he got the ball because he did have some room coming around this right side. It was a good pitch, and it just went right through his hands, and he did a good job recovering that ball, keeping possession, ended up gaining 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 8.
And to give credit where it's due, you got to give Albiani a lot of credit. The quarterback's responsibility in an option like that is to engage the defensive end. He comes up. If the defensive end's not there, he goes. If not, that defensive end comes to him and commits. He pitches off, and it was wide open. It was a nice play by Albiani.
You know, we saw his timing 2 weeks ago on that play on that pitch has been really, really nice. Johnny White outside.
He breaks a hole. He gets across the 30-yard line to about the 29. That'll set up a 4th down. Looked like he had a little room getting out here on the left side, and all of a sudden it was closed really, really quickly by Scott. They're going to put it down right inside the 30-yard line. It's going to be 4th down, and let's call it probably 4th and 4 just inside the 30.
Looks like probably one more play here, 30 seconds and counting down here in the first quarter.
Flores to this side, White in the slot to the right. White comes in motion. Albiani wants to keep it. He pitches it back to Vieira. Oh, nice job by the deep. And number 10 again came flying up and drops Vieira for a loss on the play. Argonaut's going to turn it over on downs.
I'll tell you what, as Albiani came out, he had to pitch that ball 2 men right on him. That was great defense. Well played by Bret Harte. Hey, that change of possession brought to us by Mullen Faze and the BG Lounge. Head on down. They're always open late on the weekends till 11 or even later. If you're there, you want to eat, they'll serve you. And also BG Lounge, of course, open until 2.
Well, 13 seconds left here in the first quarter. This will be the last play of the quarter. This is the 3rd possession for Bret Harte. Nothing on the scoreboard. Argonaut has had 2 possessions, had a little spark on that drive, flamed out, turned it over on downs. Here's Bret Harte in for the 3rd possession. Quarterback keeper, he's in trouble. He's got a lot of pressure. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and turns around the corner and ends up gaining a couple on the play. 1 second. Well, the clock kept running after they ran out of bounds, and they're just going to call that a quarter.
Let's see if they signal more time back on the clock or not.
I looked at the clock. He'd been out of bounds for a couple seconds. And there was still another second on there, and it clicked off. Now they're going to call it a quarter.
Coming off the field, so we'll take a quick break. Today's first quarter brought to us by Central State Credit Union. Today's second quarter will be brought to us by our good friends at Jackson Tire. We're looking at second down when we come back for Bret Harte.
Kyle Bird throws a touchdown for Calaveras to jump out to a 7-0 lead.
And that was to Norton, 10-yard touchdown. So they're a versatile team, Frank. We watched them. They're big, they're strong, they're fast, and they can throw. Bird's arm by far the best arm we've seen. I really like Burns' composure, but I'd take the skill set of Bird all day.
Well, Bret Harte commits the 3rd procedure penalty already. That backs him up 5 yards. Wants to throw out to the right. That's complete. Brought down right away by Ramage.
Looks like Ramage was looking to blow him up. Frank just kind of...
Oh, I look over the yardage marker, and there's Jeff Shouldn't-Vota over there on the down marker. It was set up 3rd and 11. They got 4 of the yard back. 3rd and 11 for Bret Harte. Kraft again in the shotgun, same formation. Coming in motion this side. The other Kraft, he wants to send him back.
2 guys in motion at the same time.
They're going to reset. Now motion comes from the other side. They want to do a little reverse. Sniffed out by the Argonaut defense. That's number 92 along with number 55 for the Mustangs.
Looked like it was going to Javon Gilbert and then Kraft on the handoff.
Yeah, Kraft got it on a little reverse, and Bret Harte's going to have to punt again. 4th and 12, back again Hernandez for the Mustangs. He's standing right inside the 35-yard line.
But the folks at Calaveras Lumber Ace Harbor will be stoked. 7-0 again Calaveras over Sonora at this point in the second quarter.
Last punt almost blocked by Ramage. Snap. Kick is off. No pressure that time. Hernandez calling for a fair catch, comes up and fields it cleanly. That's what I like. That's one thing we didn't see a couple weeks ago. Come up and catch the ball, son. Nice job by Hernandez. So Argonaut's going to take their 3rd possession of this half, starting at the 36, where they're going to have a 1st and 10.
The Mustangs put out a nice punt. That was a nice punt by Bret Harte as well. Field position, got to have that field position, and Bret Harte, nice punt. Going to start about the 36-yard line. Still 10 and a half minutes to go here in the second quarter. Sponsored tonight by Jackson Tire. Homecoming tonight, Ryan Albiani, the quarterback of Argonaut High School, your homecoming king. Abby Neely, your homecoming queen.
All right, here we go. Familiar set. Vieira behind Albiani. In motion, Mason Flores. He's got it. He's coming to this side. Trying to get the corner. Breaks one tackle. Gets the 35. To the 40. To the 45. Knocked out of bounds, but not until he gets up to the 49-yard line. First and 10 for Flores. Ran out of bounds by Luke Pinney, number 2. Nice job by Flores. There's a flag. Oh, no, that's just somebody's shiny shoes. Looked like a flag. I looked down at the Bret Harte player. It looked like there was a flag on the field.
It's funny. They look like the old school Vikings, and some guys got green, yellow shoes.
48-yard line is where they're going to spot it. First and 10 for the Mustangs. Johnny White in the slot on this side. Flores in motion. Fake to him. Give forward to Vieira. Vieira breaks through the line of scrimmage. Falls forward all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Nice gain on the play.
Great timing by the Mustang offense.
Yeah, it really was. Flores came in motion from the other side. They faked it to him, then gave it to Vieira straight ahead. Nice gain on the play. The second 4.
So Argonaut still has 3 timeouts left, Bret Harte with 2 timeouts as they took one in the first quarter. Just under 10 minutes now as the clock's running down.
All right, second and 4 for the Mustangs here. Albiani wants to throw. Whips a quick bubble screen out to Hernandez. He's trying to get away. A lot of pursuit. Knocked down. He slipped. The first guy missed, and he tried to cut it inside, and he slipped on the cut. Brought down immediately. Looks like a loss.
I think Albiani liked that one back. Flores had to jump for it. Albiani threw it a little high, and that allowed the defense to close in.
Well, you got to throw that in front of your receiver so you can keep that momentum. If he has to go back and stop, that just kills that play.
You know what, folks who've never played football, they watch and they say, oh, it's just right here. It's not even very far. But there's 50 yards across the field, so if they're in the middle throwing to the side, this kid's still throwing 15, 20 yards on a straight line. It's a difficult throw to make.
So third down and long now for the Mustangs. Albiani, inside handoff. Flores wanted to give it to Johnny White, but he didn't. Just another great job by the Bret Harte defense and penetration there. It's going to be fourth down, and Argonaut's going to turn it over again on down. I was just looking in the end zone on the scoreboard there. There's a television truck down there with the satellite set up, but I don't see any markings on the side. I don't know who's here.
That's us. That's KVGC. You can watch it tomorrow.
I got you. So Elmore's back to punt for the Mustangs. Nice job by Bret Harte defense. Oh, bad snap. Elmore did a nice job picking it up and then gets off a great punt that rolls down inside the 15-yard line. That was an outstanding job by Elmore. It was a worm burner that came out of the snap. He picked it up like Brandon Crawford and a quick kick and rolled all the way down inside the 15 to about the 12 where Bret Harte's going to start first and 10. So Elmore, just a fantastic job there.
And if you notice the difference tonight, last time we did Argonaut, Frank and I were wondering what's going on. They had Albiani punting, remember, from maybe 3-4 yards, almost like a shotgun, and it just wasn't enough distance from the line of scrimmage. They worked on that long snap, and they're deeper tonight.
The big man coming through. Nice job by the defense that time. Looks like that's Crowhurst, number 57. Crowbar, as they used to call him.
Hey, you know what? When we saw the first quarter, I thought they were going to feed Howard all night. It looked like the Mustangs were going to have some trouble with it. But they've made the necessary adjustments, and not much doing anymore for Howard straight up.
Yeah, after that first drive, they tried it, but he hasn't had much success as he did on that first drive.
7:47, still no score in the ballgame, 0-0. Against 7:40 and counting down in the first half. Second quarter action sponsored by Jackson Tire.
Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be second and 8. Inside handoff again to big number 44. He breaks one tackle. Then he's brought down short of the 20-yard line. He keeps wrestling. Man, he may have got that power.
Oh, no, he's well short.
First hit by Aaron Black.
I think he might have got that.
Yeah, that is.
They haven't signaled yet.
He heard me.
I don't see the chains moving, but Yep, there they are. First and 10. He got hit at about the 20-yard line, and the big man just kept on driving, and he picked up that first down. It'll be first and 10.
So I got the headphones now. When I say they stopped him.
Second man through. That was a different setup that time. Nice job by the defense there. Number 44 along with Crowhurst. Number 44 and looks like 18.
Number 18 for the Mustangs is Michael McCarthy's been having a great ball game, and that was Mason Lowe again for Bret Harte.
Second down and 10. That was a little different formation than we saw that time from Bret Harte. A little confusion again. This is when they wanted to run that reverse before. Let's see, maybe that's, yep. Belly motion. Oh, the quarterback's going to keep it this time. He gets around the right side, and he's got room. He's at the 50, to the 45, at the foot race, to the 30. Nobody's going to catch him. The 10, the 5. Touchdown Bullfrogs.
Frank, he just outran 4 or 5 Argonaut Mustangs. It's number 7, Ryan Kraft of the Bret Harte Bullfrogs. And he just went,
78 yards.
78 yards, virtually untouched for the Bret Harte Bullfrogs. Unfortunate for the Mustangs, they tightened things up. They've been playing great here on defense, but good call at the right time, well executed, and no one was stopping him once he got out in the open. So that's 6-0. 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the first half. Second quarter action brought to us by Jackson Tire.
Boy, nice speed by Kraft. He broke through there, and there was nobody catching him. He just ran away from everybody. As we talked about earlier, there's some good speed in that backfield for Argonaut. There is. No good. The kick went wide to the right.
So that's going to leave it 6-0 with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go here in the first half. And we get another Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update from that Calaveras Sonora game. Sonora's now on the ball, on the board in the ball game. It is 7-7, a 27-yard touchdown pass. So 2 touchdown throws in this ball game's got it locked up at 7.
Is that Kane Rogers? Is he the quarterback for Sonora?
I believe so.
Well, we knew that one was going to be a close one, and 7-7 right now. It sounds like a good ball game right here. Just a great run right there by Ryan Kraft, showing off his speed, breaking through the line and just beating everybody to the goal line. 78-yard run by Kraft as the Bullfrogs miss the extra point, but they take the 6-0 lead. And Argonaut, they have their triple set in the backfield, Ramage in the middle, Andrew Hernandez over on one side, and
I'm going to have to get binoculars. I cannot tell these numbers, guys.
Cripes, it almost looks like 221s.
We got MC producing the broadcast for us. You guys can help with the numbers if you want to.
Real difficult kick. I think that's Ramage is going to pick it up. He cuts it upside to the 35, to the 40. He's still on his feet. Spins up to the 50. Great run back that time by Trevor Ramage all the way up to the 50-yard line, where Argonaut will take it over first and 10 from there, trailing 6-0 in this game with 6:10 left in the game.
You know what, Frank? You look like Mikey Vieira was one of the upmen there, signaling for a fair catch as the ball went over his head, and actually fooled a couple of the Bullfrogs. They stopped in their tracks right there. And heads up by Vieira.
Well, Ramage did a nice job there on that pooch kick. He took it and just took it straight up the center.
And broke some tackles. Great
All right,
job.
here go the Mustangs, down 6-0. First time they've been down so far this year. Johnny White in motion. He's got the ball tripped up, gets right over the 50, maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Stopped by Hunter and Blett.
Not looks like they're going to, well, yeah, they're going to give him a yard. So we're going to call it 2nd and 9. 5:51 to play here in the half. Bret Harte takes the lead on a 78-yard run by their quarterback, Ryan Kraft.
This Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update, Amador 14, Linden 0. Thetford with another touchdown.
That's pretty much what we thought was going to happen there. Albiani keeps it, pitches it out to Vieira, trying to get around the corner. Hit, falls forward. Nice job by number 18 on that.
Bret Harte's not fooled by this option anymore, Frank.
Well, you know, we talked about the one thing about the option, everybody needs to stay in their spots, and Bret Harte so far has done a good job with that.
Amazing job. Albiani comes out. He's met by the defensive end, has no other chance but to pitch it. 2 guys on the pitch, man.
And he's having to pitch it early.
He is.
He's not able to come down the line of scrimmage. He's still deep when he's getting that pressure. That drives Vieira even back deeper.
Very true.
So there's a lot of yards to get just back to the line of scrimmage. So a loss of a couple on a play, it's 3rd and 11, and Albiani's in trouble. He's rolling to his right. He's looking. He's thrown out of bounds, and there's a flag. Oh, boy, what a break. What a break Argonaut got there. Bret Harte, all they needed to do was just stop. They're going to get a personal foul, 15-yard penalty, which is going to be an automatic first down.
I thought that was grounding by Albiani as he tried to throw it out of bounds.
Ball just came out. He was already out of bounds. Although I don't know, it looks like the substitutions that Argonaut's making. Oh, I think that's a lousy call. I think he was already out of bounds.
And plus, there was a guy up ahead at about the 50, and you can say maybe he was trying to throw it to that guy, but the guys are pulling on him, and it impacted the throw.
Line of scrimmage, right?
True.
Okay. If it gets to the line of scrimmage, there doesn't have to be anybody in the area once you get outside of the pocket.
And you know,
there doesn't have to be anybody in the area.
Jake agrees with you, Frank. It looked like when he threw the ball, he was already out of bounds.
I thought he was out of bounds. It can't be intentional grounding once you're already out of bounds. I think that's a lousy call.
It's going to get better field position.
I mean,
Bret
either
Harte.
way, it was going to be 4th down. Oh, nice kick again by Elmore. Lets it bounce. Bounces inside down.
Lucky bounce by Bret Harte, straight up in the air.
But, you know, another nice kick by Elmore. That's a lot of field position that we saw them not be able to flip that field 2 weeks ago with that short pooch kick they were trying with that 3 yards back, right?
And it hurt him.
I mean, that's a 40-yard difference right there in flipping the field.
And you have 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to go. And very quick to the ball, Bret Harte. The ref's getting this thing started, so we don't have time to take a break, but we will say Jackson Tire is your second quarter sponsor tonight.
24-yard line, 1st and 10 for Bret Harte. Kraft again in the shotgun. Straight ahead to the big man, brought down after a gain of a couple.
I think these refs have dates after the game. I haven't seen it turned over that quick after a punt.
Crowhurst gets off the bottom of the pile, number 57. McCarthy also in there on the play.
So about 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 8. Again, Argonaut has 3 timeouts. Bret Harte has 2. 6-0. Bret Harte Bullfrogs.
There it again to the big guy going through. Picks up about 3 or 4. Brought down short of the 30-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
And what makes this work for Bret Harte, they've got Mason Lowe. They've got some guys like Bucky Sewell, Joseph Kraft. We've seen these guys. We've seen the speed. We've also seen the speed of the quarterback. So you have to respect those fakes. And it does open things up for Howard. But again, Argonaut's doing a better job here in the second quarter.
Well, you look at this guy split out here to the left, number 12. It doesn't look like he weighs 120 pounds.
Calves are smaller than mine.
Kraft rolling to his right, throws to the sideline.
Johnny White blows the kid up in the back. That was number 10 on the reception, Bucky Sewell.
Complete. That's going to move the chains. Kraft to Kraft. He was just right there on the sidelines. He just threw it in a great spot. Nobody could get it but his brother. Caught it, moved the chains. 1st and 10 for Bret Harte.
I think the stadium announcer marked that wrong. That was 10.
Kraft, the sophomore at quarterback. His brother's a senior. Oh, he fumbled the snap. Kraft just falls on it. Retains possession, but that'll take it back to the 35-yard line.
Looks like he was trying to hand to Howard. Howard went left. He went right. Ball on the ground. So, hey, going to bring up a long 2nd down now. 3 minutes left to go. Again, 3 timeouts for the Mustangs, only 2 for Bret Harte. Second quarter action sponsored tonight by Jackson Tire.
Ball spotted just outside of the 35-yard line. Kraft again. He's rolling to his right. He's looking. Pressure coming from the backside. He throws it deep over the head of the receiver. Incomplete. Again, he was trying to find his brother down the sideline. Defended there by Ramage.
We saw the speed of Kraft. He's got quite an arm, too. He actually overthrew him by about 5 yards. Looks like that ball probably went about, 40 yards through the air?
Yeah. 3rd down and 14 for the Bullfrogs. 2:39 left here in the half. Bret Harte with the 6-0 lead. Kraft again wants to throw. He's looking to his right. He throws. Oh, it hit the receiver's hands and came down. He caught it.
He got blown up by, I believe it was Ramage, but I think he may have held on to that in bounds. To see how they spot that, Frank.
Yes, he did, and that's going to move the chains. And I just don't know who was supposed to be covering him because there wasn't anybody, 5 to 7 yards from him. That ball popped up in the air. If you got a defender anywhere close to him, you hit him, that's an incomplete pass. But he just had lots of room to pull down that bobble, move the chains, 1st and 10.
Bret Harte's figuring things out.
Well, the ball sits at the 48-yard line. Bret Harte, 48-yard line. Bret Harte's going to take a timeout.
And so will we. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll check in with our sponsor and bring it back here to Argonaut High School. It's 6-0 Bret Harte. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the ballgame. Or, in the first half.
Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 48. On their own 48, 52 yards away from pay dirt. Kraft hands it to the big guy. Oh, he pitches back outside, trying to get the corner. Oh, my. Wow, there's an Argonaut player down. He got blew up by that running back.
Javon Gilbert again.
Javon Gilbert. We're on the right-hand side.
Boy, that is number 20, Cade Collins, I believe. And Amin Collins took a whack.
And if you guys want to see this, again, you can view this on our website, kvgcradio.com, our YouTube page. Go to KVGC Radio YouTube, and you can watch this game. We'll have that up for you tomorrow.
Boy, he had a head of steam going around that right side. Collins came up and just got the running back delivered the blow that time. Here they go trying to get wide. Being chased. Gets to the 50. Turns the corner, the 45 to the 40. Knocked out of bounds. That's going to be another Bret Harte 1st down.
Javon Gilbert again for the Bullfrogs.
Gilbert again, number 32. Boy, the boy runs hard.
He's only 5'10", 170.
He looks bigger than that.
That's my height, 20 pounds less, Frank. I don't know. He looks bigger than that to me, too.
1st and 10 from the 36 for Bret Harte. And I'll tell you, they have done a good job so far in this first half in moving the chains. They've got down. They've shot themselves in the foot a couple times. But, man, they have been – the time of possession has been way in favor of Bret Harte. Kraft back to pass. He's rolling to his right. Throws to the sideline. Wide open receiver at the 30-yard line.
Bucky Sewell, number 10. At that time, Frank, if you notice, they had number 44, Big Howard, to the right of the quarterback instead of behind him, and they used him to go out and serve as a blocker as he rolled out. Most of the time, Howard is behind the quarterback.
Well, very seldom have we seen Kraft just sit back. He likes to roll to his right, and he's getting the defense has given him a lot of room in that passing game, and they continue to move it through the air at the 29-yard line. Straight ahead. Nope. Kraft's going to keep it this time, trying to get around the left side. He's got room. He's to the 20, to the 15. Ran out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Smart play to get out of bounds. Got a minute and 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. Argonaut's got Bret Harte's got the ball down at about the 10. Here's where we're going to see what the Mustangs defense is all about. Now remember, the Mustangs will get the ball back to start the second half. So if they can hold them here, come out and score on the first drive, they can tie it up.
Well, we need to see who's supposed to be holding down this side because they are getting caught on the inside, and he's able to get that edge. That looks like Kling.
And number 44 of the Mustangs, Philip Martini.
He's rolling again to his right. He's looking to the sideline, wide open again, knocked out of bounds, but then there's a flag.
If that's Bucky Sewell on the reception, it was Johnny White on the tackle, and they're going to say he tackled him out of bounds. He was engaged with him, drove him out. I think it was just finishing the playoff, but they're going to say that was a tackle out of bounds, I believe. That's going to bring up pretty close.
Johnny White, flag on the play.
Probably half the distance to the goal from this point, huh?
Well, I don't know. They're talking, and one guy kind of put his hands up like,
They called it dead ball personal foul on White.
Personal foul against White, so that's going to move it to about the – God, it looks like about the 2.5-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bret Harte.
This is a big, big defensive stand for the Mustangs if they can stop them.
Well,
good luck.
I got number 44. I'm giving it to him 4 times if I need to.
Me too.
Third down and about 1.
Kraft in the shotgun. There it is, the big guy in for the touchdown. Looking for the signal. Yep, there it is.
So that's going to take it to 12-0. Bret Harte before the PAT attempt. It is 1 minute, 8 seconds left to go in the first half. Second quarter action brought to us by Jackson Tire. A quick Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update. Halftime, Calaveras Sonora 7-7. Linden trailing Amador 14-0 in that ball game.
Well, Howard bangs it across for a couple-yard touchdown, and all of a sudden, Argonaut finds themselves 2 scores down in this game with only a little over a minute left.
They do have 3 timeouts.
Kicks up this time, and it's good.
That one's good.
So 1 minute, 8 seconds left to go. 13-0. Mustangs, trailing Bret Harte. Mustangs have 3 timeouts. Bret Harte has 1. We'll see what the Mustangs decide to do with the ball when they come back here. We'll take a quick break. Today's second quarter, brought to us by Jackson Tire.
All right, we're back here getting ready for the kickoff. 1 minute, 8 seconds left here in the first half. Bret Harte just takes it in from 2 yards out. Howard take a 13-0 lead. Argonaut has timeouts, but unless they get some good kind of field position here on the return, I think they're going to be satisfied to take this to halftime, make some adjustments, and come out receiving the football.
And the coaches aren't worried about statistics for particular players here, so they're going to do what's best for the team. And if they're back deep, we expect to see a meal.
So you've got Collins, Ramage, and Hernandez back deep for the Mustangs. Kick's going to go to the left side. That's Collins. Collins got it. He's to the 20. Looking for some room, gets to the 25, cuts it up to the 30, brought down at about the 31-yard line where Argonaut will take over 1st and 10 with 1 minute and 1 second left here in the half.
Nice block by Ramage at the end of the play. Picked up an extra 6 yards for Collins on that. So as Frank said, a minute left to go. We want to give a shout-out to all our sponsors, Utility Telecom for our play or call of the game. Also, we want to thank Camps Propane, our pregame sponsor. Halftime, Jackson Rancheria, and Mark Twain Medical Center. Of course, your postgame prep star, Paisano's player of the game.
Inside handoff to Mason Flores. That's Johnny White. They switch sides on us. He keeps busting tackles, gets up close to the 50-yard line.
He was, Frank, they had him wrapped up before the second level.
I certainly thought he was, and he just kept on going.
Nice spin. He spun out of one tackle at the beginning and then just kept driving, kept those feet churning.
Takes it up to about the 48-yard line. Argonaut calls a timeout. They're feeling like, hey, we're 52 yards away from pay dirt, and we've got a timeout still. Maybe we could try to do something now.
And you know what? The Mustangs can kick field goals within a certain range. If they can get up there, it would be 13-3. That would take him at least to a touchdown and a field goal in the ballgame rather than 2 touchdowns. So any
Elmore's
points on
got
the board,
the leg.
He definitely does. I would give him a good 30 yards at least.
I think he's a good 40. I think he's got the leg to a good 40.
I think he's got the leg to put it 50, but if I'm the coaching staff, I feel 30,
unless
30
unless it's the last play of the half, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly. But 30 and in, I would feel very confident.
Oh, I think if they get it down to the, 25-yard line, they'd try a 42-yarder.
I think they would try it. And look, they've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 yards they need to pick up or so here.
52 seconds left. They've got timeout. 2 left, or 1 left anyway. So Albiani's in the shotgun. Let's see what they got in mind. I'm thinking they're going to go to the air. Albiani wants to throw. He's looks over the middle. Short little pass, incomplete. Tried to get it to White. Dropped it in traffic.
And he put a little quick pop pass and right on his hands. Great throw. I mean, easy throw. Threw it right to him and just dropped it.
Had Hernandez split out to the left and he was running a post. And I don't know if you just don't let that one fly.
I'd rather see an interception deep out on the sideline in the middle of the field right here. We got 48 seconds left to go. 13-0. Surprising. The Mustangs. Bret Harte Bullfrogs came into Jackson ready to play tonight, I'll tell you that.
Well, they came in undefeated, and like I said earlier, that was my surprise of the league, but I still didn't believe. They hadn't beaten this Argonaut team since 2001. There's a flag.
I don't know if the Mustangs were set.
No, they weren't. Dead ball foul. There was movement.
Now I'm curious. What do you think they do now? Takes them 5 yards back. 47 seconds left to go. Keep it on the ground.
I think they're going to throw it right now. If they don't do something, then they'll probably although you may give the ball back here, depending on what happens. If you don't need some clock right now, you could run the clock out if you just want to run it out.
I'll tell you, Bret Harte's kicker kicks far, but he's not that accurate on the PAT attempts. I don't know what he's got as far as field goals go.
I don't want to find out.
Yeah, let's not. Good call.
Johnny White in motion. Albiani wants to. Oh, it's a blitz. He's going to throw it up top. He's got a receiver out there. It's complete.
Oh, and he dropped it.
Did he drop it out of bounds?
I thought it was incomplete, but they're going to say he caught it.
Who was that number?
Albiani threw it up almost like a punt.
That was number 92. That was the Derek Fleming. All the way down to the 30-yard line. We might see this field goal. There's 40 seconds left. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. And, I mean, that was a duck. That thing was in the air longer than a clay pigeon.
I was just telling Jake, way too much air under that. But it was accurate. It was like a punt.
That's how wide open he was.
Yeah.
That nobody could even get there. All the way down to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Boy, if they could put some points on the board here before half, that would be big. Albiani wants to throw again. He's looking this way, wide open. Dropped. Tried to find Hernandez. He got hit right away and couldn't hold on to it.
Bucky Sewell came up with a nice hit, but that should have been caught. Albiani doing all right here. Basically seeing him in a 2-minute type drill. Everything's real quick, throwing more. And Bret Harte knows he's throwing, and he's doing a great job. And at this point in the ballgame, you just don't want to throw an interception, give it back to Bret Harte, especially on the outside where he can run it back to the house. And Albiani's making the smart play, and he's throwing very accurate as well.
Well, I think he learned from 2 weeks ago. They had 1st and goal, and he threw that interception where that could have gone out of the end zone and lived to see another day. 2nd and 10 here for the Mustangs. Albiani's rolling to his right. He's looking. He's still looking. He keeps it, goes out of bounds. Smart decision. He didn't even have anybody out this direction.
And at the risk of sounding like a homer, Frank, that Bret Harte defender held with Albiani out of bounds longer than Johnny White did down here, where it's called the 15-yard penalty. The only difference was White brought him down.
All right, well, that'll take it back to the 31-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 11 for the Mustangs. 30 seconds left. They don't have to get the first down to be in field goal range.
And I think Bret Harte might be playing a little bit soft here, is why we're seeing these passes going the way they are. I'm very impressed with Bret Harte's defense. They match up very well with the Mustangs, at least tonight. 30 seconds left.
I mean, they might run this ball just to keep the clock going, call a timeout with 5 seconds left, and try the 47-yarder. I think they got him on a hard count. No, against Argonaut, and that is a killer. Now they're out of range.
You hate to see it like the Alabama game a couple years ago where you kick it, the guy catches it and runs it all the way back. I don't think that's going to happen here.
You can't do that in high school, I do not believe.
Probably a safety issue.
Well, that Alabama game, and you remember, it was only, it's not a touchdown, right? And that's what sent it into overtime.
On a field goal, it's a touchdown. PAT, it's not.
No, they fielded it in the end zone. If you remember right, it was a short field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only 2 points that tied the game at 37. Albiani wants to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to try to run. Oh, fumble. The ball's on the ground.
And it went right into the hands of, I believe, number 21.
And Bret Harte's got it.
Or, 23, one of their horses on offense, Mason Lowe. So now, what's Bret Harte going to do?
22 seconds left. You know what I do? I drop back and let her fly.
Or run that quarterback. Jesus.
I mean,
that kid's quick.
You're up by 2 scores.
Yep. The one bright side for Argonaut, they're going to get the ball back.
I'm sending Ghost to the post.
All goes.
Pass interference.
They call it Rosie the Ribbeter over there.
Yeah.
Throw it deep.
All right, let's see. Kraft in the shotgun. Naked backfield. Everybody in motion. Everybody's out. He's coming deep down this sideline. Intercepted by Hernandez. Hernandez
horse collar.
Brought out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. 13 seconds left on the clock.
This will be a kneel down.
Intercepted by Andrew Hernandez.
Nice job on Hernandez, just playing the deep position, not letting anybody get behind you in that situation. As soon as the back went into motion, you know they were going to throw it. There was nobody left in the backfield. Everybody streaked down both sides. That actually, I think, is the first time we've seen Kraft tonight throw to the left side. He's always rolling and always wants to throw to the right, but he also likes the short side of the field, and that's where the short side was, to this side towards us.
Definitely.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, 13 seconds left, trailing 13-0. Ball sits on the 34-yard line. Albiani in the shotgun. Albiani wants to throw, and he's looking deep. Hernandez not behind him. Defender just riding him all the way down the sidelines. Incomplete. 7 seconds left.
Even though we said that one over there looked like a punt, he definitely did put probably too much underneath it, but it was accurate. Albiani's got good touch on the deep throw. He really does through the air. That was a deep pass, almost completed. Just, he threw what he needed to do, throw it in front of the receiver. If it's incomplete, it's incomplete. You're not throwing an interception.
Well, the defender's playing you deep. I mean, that's the time you throw that ball about 5 yards short, right?
Do the back shoulder, Randy Moss. Dante Culpepper made a lot of money throwing it short.
Hey, the back shoulder, that's become the biggest throw in the NFL now.
Aaron Rodgers, all those guys.
Although Aaron Rodgers having a little tough time.
Timing.
I mean, the 70% completion percentage all of a sudden is 58.
Hey,
what's up with that?
Glad we didn't get him in fantasy football.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got Randall Cobb. All right, Albiani in the shotgun. He's back to pass again. Oh, he's in trouble. He spins out of one. He spins out of another. Hold on to the football, son. He's down, and that's it for the half. His clock expires.
Albiani's getting up slow.
Well, he was getting spun around. I just wanted him to hold on to the football. Everybody's up. Everybody's standing. That'll do it for the half.
And that was actually number 33. It might have been Johnny White moving on. Oh, excuse me. No, number 54 for the Mustangs. Cody Conrad's the one that was getting up slow there. All right, so as Frank said, that wraps up the first half. Today's first quarter brought to us by Central State Credit Union. Today's second quarter brought to us by Jackson Tire. So again, first quarter, Central State Credit Union. Second quarter, Jackson Tire. Your pregame show is sponsored by Camps Propane, and we will be back. We'll have your halftime show sponsored tonight by the Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort and Mark Twain Medical Center.
And we're back. Dan Barnett Field. Jake Giddy here. I'm filling in for JD and Frank. They stepped out for a moment. Right now, the Argonaut Band is out there on the 50-yard line doing, I believe, a rendition of Do Wah Diddy. And they're doing a little bit of a formation thing, which is something interesting as a band kid from Argonaut. We didn't do that, but now they're doing it. Anyway, so at half, it is at 13-0 in favor of the Bret Harte Bullfrogs. And to me, that's a little bit of a surprise, but Bret Harte has busted some very big runs from what I've seen. 70-yard run by their quarterback Kraft into the end zone, and then another by their big fullback number 40, I believe, number 44, Anthony Howard, I believe, was the one that made it in there. So right now we're about 7 minutes and 24 seconds left in the half. And let's see here. Some scores from around the league right now. We have Calaveras and Sonora are 7-7 at halftime, and looks like they're back. And so JD, we have scores from around the league. I just read the Calaveras Sonora score. How about Linden and Amarillo? What's going on there?
Okay, what we got so far: Calaveras Lumber and Ace Hardware, our scoring update sponsor as always. And the scores that we have so far, JV, Argonaut here was victorious, 33-7. Argonaut does have a very strong JV team, looked really good. Now, Amador's JV had 4 starting linemen injured, and they were playing tonight, again, without those 4 starting linemen. But they were victorious 16-14 over Linden. Again, that's JV action. We did not receive a JV score for the Calaveras Sonora game. Now we also have some varsity updates for you. Calaveras 7, Sonora 7 at half. I believe Jake had been talking about that. Bird to Norton on a 10-yard run. And then for Sonora's score, it was a 27-yard touchdown pass for that score. So that brought it to 7-7 again in that game. Amador is up 21-0 over Linden at this point, as expected. Now this ball game, Frank, it's turned out to be a pretty good ball game so far. Bret Harte came to town and they're ready to play ball. Really surprised their defense is playing the Mustangs extremely tough here tonight.
I have not seen the physicality out of a Bret Harte team for 15 years that we're seeing tonight. You know, I talked about earlier we hadn't seen them, but that's my surprise to the league so far. You know, I really didn't expect them to come out of the gate 3-0. Didn't play a lot of strong competition, but a team that's not used to winning, you know, that's a big thing to play these preseason games. They get some wins out of under their belt. They start believing they can.
Yes.
And a can-do attitude goes so far, especially in high school athletics. And this team came ready to play tonight.
You know, you say 15 years, and that's pretty accurate in my opinion, because you said 2001 was the last year that they beat the Mustangs. Well, back in 2000, they had a big, giant running back named Josh Chereau, who ran from basically the same position that Howard runs, offensive player of the league back in that year. And your MVP was, I believe, Mike Gibson, who was a small, very strong running back, very quick, very similar to the guys they have here. I forgot the names really quick. Javon Gilbert, also number 23. Mason Lowe, shorter, compact, very physical, very strong guys that can run those sweeps and add the speed that's needed to aid Howard. But, man, that run by the quarterback.
Well, I want to tell you, Kraft is a sophomore. And when he broke through that line, their speed in the Argonaut secondary, there was nobody catching him.
No.
He ran away from the rest of the defenders, and for that 78-yard touchdown, sophomore kid's going to be around a few more years.
And he's
Boy,
got an arm.
Impressive.
He's got an arm, too. He's accurate. He's making good decisions. As a sophomore, I didn't know he was a sophomore. They got a lot to build on as he becomes an upperclassman.
But I think really the surprise for me is the physicality of the Bret Harte defense so far tonight. I mean, they've really done a nice job in shutting down the power run game for Argonaut.
They really have.
And they've really done a nice job in controlling the ends, pushing everything inside. They haven't allowed a lot outside. And impressive performance in this first half by Bret Harte.
Well, and a lot of credit. We've been talking about these players. Bret Harte's coaching staff. Argonaut came out. They had a little bit of success with the option. I really liked how Albiani came around. He would step forward to the line. That defensive end would then come up. He'd make the pitch out to a back who had room to go. Well, now that defensive end is engaging quickly. Albiani's not able to get outside the box. And then there's two guys out on the pitch man. So they're making the necessary adjustments, you know, to solve what was beating them early on.
2 weeks ago we talked about is how the timing of the pitch that Albiani had. But if you remember right, he was able to come directly down the line, wait to get contact, then pitch it. Well, now the defensive end is crashing so hard, Albiani's 3 yards behind the line, so now the pitch is 5 yards behind the line. And number 10, the corner for Bret Harte, has just done a great job flying up on the pitch man and really shut that thing down.
Yeah, you know, number 10, we've seen him quite a bit. That's Bucky Sewell. Pretty good offensive player for Bret Harte as well. So Bret Harte, basically, we'll wrap this up for you. Bret Harte's got better skill players than we expected. They've got a pretty darn good sophomore quarterback, probably the fastest guy on the field. Their defense is doing all the right things. It's time for Argonaut to step up here in the second half. They will get the ball. They deferred in the first half, so let's see what the Mustangs have for us coming up.
They need to make some adjustments to make this a game.
They definitely do. You know, really quick, Amador is up, I believe, is it 24-7, Jake? 28-7 they scored, and then a deep pass, I guess, by Linden put them on the board. So it's 28-7 in that ball game. And
that's kind of the way we expected that game to go. We thought Linden is kind of the doormat of the league. We thought Amador would have a pretty good time of it this week, getting ready to go to Sonora next week. And, of course, the game that we were talking about earlier, the Sonora Calaveras game, and that's kind of living up to expectations right now.
Really is.
7-7 tie.
And you know what? You've seen Amador as much as I have. Very quick, very fast team. The people I talked to some Amador folks who went over there and saw Sonora play in their bye week, and they said they're huge. They said they're really not that fast. Not a lot of team speed, and that's what Amador has.
maybe Amador's got a chance to do something against Sonora.
The thing that's going to be the line play, because the one thing we've seen Amador, they've been quick hitters, right? They're either on a kickoff return or long plays. We've never really seen them to be able to sustain a drive, and especially when you get against a big team, a big physical team, and you need to keep that clock in your favor, and you need to grind out and move the chains. That's one thing we have not seen from Amador because they're so explosive.
Yes.
So it'll be an interesting matchup when we see that game next week.
And Amador pulls a lot, so the quickness will help there. But, again, you can have the fastest backs in the league, but if you can't win the battle at the line of scrimmage, as you're saying, there's not going to be holes to run through.
Yeah, so we'll see. But that shapes up, maybe could be a really big game in the standings, depending on the Calaveras-Sonora game and how that turns out this week.
And you know what? We're really curious to keep you updated on that game. We'll have those updates. Boitano's feeding those to us throughout the game, so we'll keep you updated. But you know what? We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We're right here, right now, tonight at Dan Barnett Field, Argonaut High School, and we're watching the Mustangs trying to come back from a 13-point deficit. They do get the ball back, but they got some work to do here in the second half. So we're going to send it back to the studios. Today's halftime show brought to us by Jackson Rancheria Casino and Mark Twain Medical Center.
One of those guys.
Camps was our pregame show, but you know what? We like them all, so we'll just say all their names every single time. Camps at the beginning, Mark Twain Medical Center, the casino right now, and then stay tuned. We'll have your postgame star, Prep Star will be your postgame sponsor tonight. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back here at Argonaut High School. So we're back here at Argonaut High School, just about a minute and a half left in halftime, and I butchered the heck out of our sponsors. Camps was our pregame. Our halftime was sponsored by the Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort and Mark Twain Medical Center. Stay tuned. Your postgame show will be sponsored by Prep Star. Of course, we always have the Les Schwab wrap-up as well. Utility Telecom call of the game. We give that to the home team because what we do is, we guess we could give it to the away team, but we broadcast the local teams, and so we're hoping Argonaut can get on board with that. We also have to give a player of the game sponsored by Paisanos, and we're looking at Argonaut here. We've seen some good play out of Albiani. Johnny White's always consistent. Really haven't fed the ball to White as much as we're used to seeing. I'm seeing a lot more tonight of
Mason
Flores, for the Mustangs, who's had a great ball game, but two guys that I want to give credit to here before we get started. So far defensively for the Mustangs, Ken Mackey has played a great ball game, so big shout out to Mackey here this evening. Also, Philip Martini. We've seen Martini in on some plays. Some of these guys are the ones who don't get all the cred. We usually talk about the skill position players. Derek Fleming actually on a reception. We say, what the heck was that all about? Nice catch. Crowhurst, we've called his name quite a few times tonight, having a good ball game. Andrew Hernandez, Trevor Ramage on defense, Michael McCarthy. We've seen some pretty consistent play by the Mustangs, and it hasn't been this story that Bret Harte's just beaten up Argonaut. It's, they scored on the very long play and then again in the second quarter. But the Mustangs have pretty much been in this ball game, and if you look at the stat breakdown, I doubt there's a whole big difference.
I think the stats, the time of possession is way in favor of Bret Harte, and the first downs are way in favor of Bret Harte.
I'm referring to yards only, my bad.
Bret Harte moved the chains a lot. They had a lot of first downs in that half. They did have an extra possession over Argonaut, but Argonaut was never – they had the one time when they got down there and just couldn't keep it together, had a penalty that sent them back, put them in a third and long situation, gave them a fourth and long situation, and they weren't able to complete it. But right now, hopefully they made some adjustments at half as they're going to receive the kick here to start this second half, and they need to get a quick score on the board to get back in this game and then play some defense.
And I'm seeing a difference here, Frank, is the adjustments that were made. Argonaut made the adjustments to slow down Howard up the middle, and Bret Harte made the adjustment to stop Albiani on the option, which looked like Argonaut was going to be able to run throughout the night. The only difference is Bret Harte's come up with the second option. They've been running great. They've even been throwing the ball very consistently. So, all right, so a third quarter action about to get underway. Today's third quarter is brought to us by the Glass Doctor.
All right, Ramage, Cade Collins, and Hernandez back deep for the Mustangs as we get this second half underway here at Dan Barnett Field. Here's the kick. Squib kick. Onside kick bounces up. I think Bret Harte got it.
They did get it, Frank. Number 8, Wyatt Lawson on that, and I don't know what was going on by the Mustangs.
I absolutely caught them by surprise. Absolutely caught the Mustangs by surprise.
And that's what we said. Argonaut gets the ball back to start the second half, so they've got a chance to cut into this deficit. Well, guess what? Nice play by Bret Harte. Bret Harte now turned that, and they've got the ball inside the Mustangs' territory at the 40-yard line to start the second half.
Wow, what a great call by the Bret Harte coaches there. Argonaut was dropping back into coverage, and Bret Harte recovers the onside kick. Straight, the quarterback keeping coming around this side, looking for the corner. He gets to the 35, knocked out of bounds right there by Hernandez.
And you know what that quarterback, one thing he likes to do is he likes to go out of bounds real soft, likes to slow down, kind of step out, and the Mustangs aren't doing that. I think the Mustangs are probably a little frustrated with the way the second half, but Hernandez came up with a nice hit, push him out of bounds.
Well, a gain of 5 on the play by Kraft up to the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for Bret Harte. They're quickly to the line.
Now, both of these offenses with the quarterback and the shotgun have to sell out their fakes, and both are doing a great job. Everything mostly in front of them.
There's the big man trying to get around the right side. Good job by number 52. Drop for a loss on the play.
And that's big Ken Mackey again.
Boy, Mackey shot through there. Dropped him for a loss.
Loss on the play of about
that might have been 92.
You know what, Frank? It was actually Fleming, I think.
They're calling it 92. I thought it was 52, but I'm going to go with it.
Hey, go to our YouTube page and check out our broadcast tomorrow of this, and you can see what we're talking about with these numbers, guys.
3rd down and 8 for the Bullfrogs. Wants to throw, steps up.
And
deep overthrown. It's going to be 4th down.
And that's the first mistake we've seen by Kraft. He had a guy 5 yards past the closest Mustang and just need to put a little touch on it and threw it about 100 miles an hour.
Coming around him. He really wasn't able to step into it. He had to throw it a little bit earlier than he wanted to. It's going to be 4th down and 8 for Bret Harte. Looks like they're in territory that they're going to go for it here on the 38-yard line. Trying to capitalize on that onside kick. So 4th and 8 for Bret Harte. Kraft in motion, gives to Kraft, trying to get around this right side, and nothing going on there. Drop for maybe, looks like a loss of a yard. They're going to turn it over on down, so nice job by the defense.
right at the line of scrimmage.
You know what? Mustangs can turn around and score here. This is big. This will be big for the morale and momentum going forward. You come out, you got a 13-point deficit. You give the ball right back on an onside kick, but then you shut them down on 4 straight plays. They maybe gain a couple of yards. Huge defensive stand. See what the offense can do now coming out here in the second half.
Well, big stand by the Mustangs after getting just caught totally off guard by the onside kick to open the second half. So nice job to stop the Bullfrogs right there, and now Argonaut's got the ball back in motion. Second man through, they're going to give to Vieira up the middle. He's going to gain about 1, gets up to the 40-yard line.
You know what stood out to me on this play here, Frank, is number 23 of the Mustangs. That's Mason Flores selling out his fake. They fake to him. He runs off the right side, doesn't even look back at the play. Looks like he's holding it high and tight, about 10 yards up the field. Great job by Flores.
Well, the one thing right now that's happening is the Bret Harte line is controlling the line of scrimmage. I mean, there is just no running lanes for Argonaut right now. In motion, looks like Ramage coming this way. He gets to the 40, gets outside to the 45. Tackled, knocked out of bounds, pretty close to the 50-yard line. Looks going to be enough for a first down. I'll tell you what, that Ramage is a tough kid. He runs hard, whether it's a kick return or whenever he gets the ball. They don't give it to him a lot on offense, but that boy runs hard. So 1st and 10 for the 50-yard line. That'll move the chains. So Argonaut, their first down of this half. Ball sits right at the midfield stripe. Argonaut breaks the huddle. Johnny White on this side. Ramage on the left. Flores is out. Ramage is in the second half here. Ramage comes in motion. It's going to give the Ramage. Tries to cut it up inside. Hit immediately at line of scrimmage. Just absolutely nothing going on there.
And as you said, the Bret Harte line controlling the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively for most of the first half. And then we saw the Argonaut defense do well. But here, this Bret Harte defense holding strong again. This may have to go to the air at some point. We've seen Albiani here and there, but we haven't seen him try to lead a team back through the air when that's what they're expecting. This could get interesting.
I'll tell you what, you watch number 72, Colin Preston.
I have been watching him.
6'5", 290 pounds. He is wreaking havoc with the center of that line. Second man through, Johnny White gets hit, spins forward, gain of a couple.
I don't know if Johnny White upset somebody, didn't go to class, missed a practice, or maybe in practice Flores is beating him out. But that's only maybe the third or fourth carry we've seen, and White's usually the horse.
Well, you notice Flores is out right now and Ramage is in, and we saw the opposite 2 weeks ago. Ramage played the first half, Flores played the second, and right now Flores is out and Ramage is in. So Johnny White, Ramage, and Vieira in the backfield with Albiani.
8:40 left, third quarter.
3rd and 8. Albiani wants to throw, to draw to Vieira. He's hit. He goes forward, gets down to about the 42-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down. Let's see what Coach Davis has in mind here.
You know, some guys are athletes and some guys are football players. Mikey Vieira is both, man. You just watch the way he runs, the way he finishes a play off, never gives up. He just is a football player.
It's 4th and 2, and they're going to go for it.
8 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Sponsored tonight by the Glass Doctor. Shout out to Mark and everybody at the Glass Doctor. Good folks over there. Longtime sponsor of high school football here on the radio.
4th and 2. Ramage, the slot on the left. In motion. Give to Ramage up the middle. He spins. He's got the first down.
Trevor Ramage, the ball carrier.
Just enough, about a half a yard over the stripe to get a first down. Ball right at the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. So 4th and 2 conversion. Big play for the Mustangs to keep this drive alive. 7:45 left here in the third quarter.
Hey, quick Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update. The last we received, 7-7. Calaveras and Sonora. Linden 7, Amador 28.
White comes in motion this time. They're going to give it to him. He's trying to get around the left side. Cuts it over the 40. Picks up about 3 on the play where he's brought down.
You know, all I can think, Frank, Johnny White runs hard. Flores might be just a little bit faster than White. Maybe they think they need the speed against this defense.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You think their speed's similar?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe it's their build. He just looks to me like he's moving quicker.
Well, White picks up 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. Albiani wants to throw. He's going to keep it himself. He runs up the middle. He's got some room. Cuts it outside. He's got a first down. Brought down at about the 27-yard line. That'll bring the chains again. Almost looked like he wanted to throw, but it might have been a quarterback draw.
Could have been designed. I thought he pulled it down and ran with it, as you alluded to first. But no way for us to know unless we're in the huddle, because it did look almost designed. But we got 13-0, still 6 minutes, 40 seconds counting down. Bret Harte calls a timeout. So we're going to take a break. Jim, we'll send it back to you, and then we'll be back here. Third quarter sponsored by the Glass Doctor. Drive here, running the clock down. A lot of time off the clock here. If their defense can hold up, this is a way to start.
Well, that onside kick might have woke them up a little bit. 3 first downs in a row here for the Mustangs. This time it's going to give a Ramage. He's going sideways. Now he goes forward, gets down, ends up being a pretty nice little gain down to about the 21-yard line. So gain of 4 on the play. I'm going to call it 2nd and 6.
You know what, Frank? Quick Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update. Calaveras in trouble. Bird just went down. He's out of the ball game.
Oh, boy.
And it's 14-7 now. Sonora over Calaveras.
Oh, not good for Calaveras.
I always want to say the R word when I talk about him, but I can't.
So do I. I was this close. 2nd and 6. Straight ahead this time to Vieira and hit almost immediately at the 20-yard line. That center run by Vieira, that interior line for the Bullfrogs has just been doing a great job.
Yeah, you missed it last week, Frank, calling that Calaveras game. There was multiple times where I said, and the Calaveras varsity football team.
Yeah.
Like the John Miller call with Buster Posey's friend.
And Buster Posey's good friend, Hunter Fence.
That's what I felt like. I said it 3 times, almost said it 20.
Well, what are the Calaveras?
They're the CHS, Calaveras High School. That's all they are. That's what they want to be called.
3rd and 5 for the Mustangs. 4 down territory for sure. Albiani in the shotgun. Inside handoff to Johnny White. He's got some room. Looks like he's get close to the first down. Let's see where they spot it. I think he's got it. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 15. That's a first down. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line for the Mustangs.
Quarter's moving quick. We got 5 minutes left to go. Left in the 3rd quarter, sponsored by the Glass Doctor. The Mustangs still have 3 timeouts. Of course, Bret Harte called the 1, so they're down to 2 timeouts. And the Mustangs, they're answering. Or
Mustangs punch it in here. We got a football game. There's lots of time left here still in the 3rd quarter. 4 first downs on this drive by the Mustangs. 1st and 10 to the 15-yard line. Inside handoff. Johnny White again pushing forward. Or no, excuse me, that's Mason Flores back in the game, number 23. Gains about 3 on the play.
And you know what? Jake is filming, and so Jake's got a zoom, almost like in constant binoculars here. And he's noticing, as you said, Frank, just no push from that Mustang offensive line right now.
Timeout by the Mustangs. Yeah, the Bullfrogs are really controlling the interior line. I mean, they're just not able to run inside the tackles at all. And getting underneath the pads and just straightening them up and not getting any leverage at all. Just a hard time running between the tackles right now for the Mustangs. However, that being said,
they
stretched off 4 first downs in a row on this drive. It's the best drive they've had all night. It's 2nd down and 7 here. They just called a timeout. Wanted to talk about something they saw. So that might have been called from up here in the coach's box. But all of a sudden they were moving pretty quick and they wanted to talk something over. So Coach Davis is out there in the huddle.
Well, you know what? We'll take this opportunity to bring you another Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update from the Sonora game. Looks like Sonora recovered the kickoff, too. 14-7. They got the ball again. And according to our buddy Tony Boitano, who's out there at that ball game, he said it appears it may be severe cramping taking Bird out of the game. Hopefully not bad enough to pull something, which can happen, but hopefully they just get those cramps worked out.
All right, 2nd down and 7 for Argonaut. Albiani in the shotgun. In motion Ramage. Albiani's going to keep it, and he has just swarmed. Number 72, 6'5", 290 pounds, is absolutely having his way with the Argonaut offensive line.
Guys, this is a very big ball game for both of these teams. This could be your difference in who makes the playoffs this year. We expect Sonora to run through the league. They're going to go. Probably Calaveras. Then you've got Amador, Argonaut, Bret Harte, all kind of equal right there. This could be a very, very big ball game with for playoff implications.
3rd and 8. Albiani throws a little swing pass to De Vieira. He gets outside, breaks a tackle, gets inside the 10-yard line. Well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 4. From the 10-yard line.
Inside the 10-yard line.
Big play here for the Mustangs. 4th and 4.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Mustangs. I hate to coach from up here, but not a whole lot's working. They need 10 yards. You got that whole corner, the left end zone. Albiani can throw it up there. I might run a corner.
They're not going to throw this football. I don't believe it.
Oh, but then again, 4th and 5, so they can get a first down. I'm sorry. I thought they needed to score here.
Oh, there you go. That's the exact play you called. Ball's in the air and just incomplete.
You know what? It was a well-thrown ball, but the receiver stopped, and he didn't go to the corner of the end zone.
Well, it was a little bit overthrown. I think they tried to get that to number 92. That's Fleming.
Or, 22, Hernandez.
Oh,
Frank.
22? Was it Hernandez?
Yeah. These numbers, man.
Wow. Man, what a great drive that was just stalled short. 3 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Big stop for Bret Harte.
This Bret Harte defense impressing tonight.
Well, they are just controlling the line of scrimmage.
They bent a little, didn't break there on that drive.
Handoff to number 23, hit immediately. I think the original Mustang there was number 44. That's
who was that, Frank?
Number 44, I believe it was.
I believe
Philip Martini.
Yeah. And Mason Lowe once again for Bret Harte on the carry. Looks like Lowe and Gilbert getting the ball on those sweeps or inside coming on motion. You'll see Howard from the backfield.
2nd and 9. They can get a 3-and-out right here. They can get good field position, flip it back around in a positive way. Coming this side, the pitch outside, wide open, room to run, brought down, but that's enough for a first down.
I'll tell you what, Trevor Ramage closing speed. Trevor Ramage got over to Gilbert on that play, and if not for that, he would have kept running, guys. Nice play.
Everybody went for the fake. There were 2 fakes going the other way, and Gilbert came around, and, man, he had nothing but green grass in front of him. Ramage did a good job closing that out, but a big first down for the Bullfrogs.
We're going to see what the Mustangs are made of right here in this second half, man. Think they got him stopped. Just taking the winds out of the sails. But still is 3rd and 2, so the Mustangs do have a chance to make a stop here.
Oh, I thought they made a first down.
I did too, Frank. But
there's a delay of game. They were trying to change the call. Looked like he was changing the play in the huddle. And wow, that's a big penalty. Oh, false start penalty. That's a big penalty right there. They go from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7.
It looked like a first down from the angle that we're at, but they called it 2 yards short. And that's, Trevor Ramage, you got to give the kid credit. Playing hard, nice tackle, way to wrap him up. That could have easily fallen forward for the first down. So now with the penalty, we're looking at 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that's a huge down and distance discrepancy there. That 5 yards is big. And like I said, the Mustangs get a stop here. They can flip the field position around. Quarterback keeper coming around this right side. Oh, they stopped him short. Nice job. There was a whole bunch of gold jerseys coming in there, knock him out of bounds. Short of the first down, so Bret Harte's going to have to kick.
And ran him out of bounds, no flags. So 1 minute, 48 seconds left to go, 13-0. The Bullfrogs leading the Mustangs. Both teams have 2 timeouts here in the 3rd quarter. We're looking at...
Ramage again, nice job closing. Bret Harte not sure what they want to do here.
Looks like they got the 5 yards back. They lost, but not the first down, 4th and 2.
Yeah, but man, it is awful danger. 13-point lead. You got to kick this ball. I know.
You know what, though? A first down
you
really
convert
kills
it. It can seal the game, but you know what? I'm going to put this back on my defense. My defense has been playing well. See if they try a hard count, try to pull them off the ball.
Stuff here, guys.
Nope, they snap it. He keeps it, and he gets stuffed for a loss. What a huge gamble. That's just not very smart football. You got a 2-score lead. Your defense has been playing great. Kick the ball, make Argonaut go the distance again. That's just a bad call.
And you know what their thinking on that is, if we get a first down, all we need is 2 yards.
No, it's a bad call. It's a bad call. It's a bad football call. Regardless of the outcome, even if they would have made it, I still think it's a bad call. That was a bad football call.
Now, I think, difference of opinion, if they get the first down, they take it into the 4th quarter.
Why take the chance, though? If you don't, you're giving Argonaut the 15-yard line.
I wouldn't take the chance, but that, I believe, is their thinking. That is what Bret Harte was thinking. If we get this first down, we take the wind out of their sails, and we keep the ball. And that would have taken a couple minutes off in the 3rd quarter, and the Mustangs have shown they can't move the ball.
Obviously, if Bret Harte holds on to win this game, it's all for naught. But if they lose, I'm putting it directly on the coach on that call.
And I'll tell you this. If this comes out to a Mustang win as well, that was the play of the game by the Mustang defense. No, I agree. I would have not gone for it myself.
It just doesn't make any sense. All right, 2nd down and 7 here for the Mustangs. Oh, inside handoff, touchdown.
And that was perfectly run inside reverse. Johnny White
Ramage.
Back to Ramage. Perfect handoff by White to Ramage, and that was a great run reverse.
Wow, what a reversal right there. And I'm telling you what, Coach, that's on you.
And that is going to be your utility telephone play and call, or excuse me, telecom play and call of the game. Again, the defensive stop by the Mustangs and the turnover. Frank and I think probably should have punted it. Bret Harte. Mustangs did what they needed to do, stopped it, and then right there, beautifully executed reverse by the Mustangs. Albiani hands to White, White to Ramage into the end zone. Beautiful.
Big extra point right here. Kicks up and it's good.
Off. And I'll tell you what, we talk about his foot, guys. He just kicked it all the way to the back of the track and off, almost hit the satellite on that news van over there. So a nice kick by Argonaut there. All right, Frank, so that's going to be a change of possession brought to us tonight by Melon Faze and the BG Lounge. We're going to take a quick break, Jim, and then we'll bring it right back here. 13-7, the Mustangs, they're in business.
Back, what a change of events right there. I don't know. I think that's just all. I don't know how to call that other than a coaching brain fade. That was just a bad mistake by the coaching staff for Bret Harte.
Just very aggressive, and probably not the time to be.
Well, another good kick for Argonaut, touchback. So Bret Harte's going to have the ball at the 20-yard line. And Argonaut's got to be feeling pretty good right now. 24 seconds left here in the third quarter.
You know what, Frank? I want to do something really quick. I want to give a shout-out and say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Nix.
Oh, yeah, Glenn and Dorothy. I saw them down here.
Yes, my neighbors in my PG&E neighborhood. Too many of us work for them. But long-timer and just a really good man and woman, good friends of mine. Glad I met him, and they're listening tonight. So
And I want to tell you what, the biggest fans of Argonaut High School sports that I know of. Complete. Oh, no, dropped. Right in his hands. He's going to be, hey, big brother, you got to catch that one.
I think Mr. Nix brought the mojo here for the Mustangs. 13-7, still 2 timeouts apiece. 20 seconds left to go. And so if the Mustangs can stop them here and get the ball back, they got the whole fourth quarter to score twice.
Turn the field again. You know, I saw Glenn and Dorothy. They've been sitting in that same spot. I don't even know how many years watching Argonaut football.
And listening to us at the same time.
God bless
Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
All right, 2nd and 10 here for the Bullfrogs. There we go, changing the play again. Yeah, there's a flag.
Guys, the wheels are falling off the Bullfrogs
I think
here.
that's another procedure penalty.
It could have been double motion, but they've been doing that all night, and they've been allowing it as long as they stop and go back.
Well, they've been called a lot of times for that tonight. I want to say this is like the 5th or 6th time they've been called that procedure penalty. And they're putting themselves back deep again. And I'm going to tell you what, Argonaut can flip this field again with a stop here, 2nd down and 15.
And we still don't. Oh, is that Howard back in the game, Jake?
Yes.
It is. Howard was out last drive. He's back now.
Throws incomplete. I'm not too sure who he wanted to throw that to. He had 2 receivers.
Sewell was wide open.
1 in top. They both looked open, and he threw it right in between them.
It's like when you get the 7-10 split or whatever that is. Field goal.
So 3rd and 15, another big play for the Argonaut defense right here. They're going to get the ball back in good field position if they can hold. As Bret Harte sits on the 15-yard line, 3rd and 15. Back to pass. Looking in trouble. Scrambling. They've got him. He's down. Ball's out.
And
Argonaut recovers.
I think the Mustangs got very, very lucky on that play because it looked like one of the Mustangs grabbed the face mask on that initial contact.
I saw that too. I had the glasses on there, but it looked like just a brush.
Good.
It was just a swipe. Crowbar recovers the fumble on the 5-yard line. The Mustangs have it 1st and goal. Wow, what a turn of events.
And all of this in the third quarter. There's
6 seconds left. This has all happened within 30
40 seconds. Yeah, within 30 because there was 40. 34 seconds. They stopped and they get the ball back on the 5.
1st and goal from the 5-yard lines, and this game has totally been flipped upside down. Wide in motion. He's got it, trying to get around the left corner. He's looking for the corner. He can't get there. Nice pursuit. Gains about 1 on the play to about the 4. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
You know, what a bummer, too, for the Bret Harte team here. The coaching staff's done a great job tonight making adjustments, and then a little bit of an error there on the call. You know, in hindsight, it's easy to say because they missed it.
No. Like I said before, JD, I don't care if the play worked or it didn't. It's the wrong football call.
See, I watch a lot of football, and I think if they make it,
it's the wrong call.
It's good.
You got to think about if they're up at the 40.
They seal this ball game out if they got a first down on that.
If they're up at the 40, it's one thing. At the 15 is a whole nother. Your defense has been playing their butts off the whole game, and all of a sudden you're saying, I don't trust you?
But that's your
bad call.
That's your theory for kicking it. But had they not, and they converted, if they converted,
JD,
they
you're
would
not
have
going to convince me. It's the wrong football goal,
but I'm convincing
regardless
the
of the
folks at
outcome.
home, guys.
Regardless of the outcome.
2 minutes off the clock, and Argonaut would have been down 13 points.
Regardless of the outcome,
4 minutes
it's
different
the
than what
wrong
they're
call.
at right now. So it would have been
It's like
a
putting
huge,
Casilla in the ninth with a
huge
one-run lead. It's the wrong call.
It's the wrong call to make. But again, we're saying if it was converted,
regardless
it was converted, it would have been
regardless of the outcome, it's still the wrong football call.
Hey, we need Rosie the Riveter here. We need some distance for this kick.
Wow, 12 minutes left, 1 quarter to go, 13-7. Argonauts on the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. You think about how this half started. Bret Harte totally surprised the Mustangs with the onside kick. Mustangs stood tall, stopped them 3 and out, got the ball back. And then from there, it has just been Argonaut. It seemed to give them momentum.
And the difference that I'm seeing here, guys, as well, is how the guys are holding it together. Argonauts had some huge mistakes tonight. Bret Harte makes the mistake, and they're just falling apart at this point. Mustangs mentally tough.
Ramage in motion. He's got it. He cuts it inside. He gets close. No signal. Touchdown! Touchdown. Trevor Ramage, 4 yards. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
And Argonaut's got a strong kicker. The difference right now, if he converts, is an extra point. We had a touchdown and an extra point on the 2nd score. If you remember Bret Harte's first, they missed that kick. That's why they're sitting there at 13. So this is tied up 13-13 before the extra point attempt. Argonaut could go up by 1. A huge turn of events. Only 6 minutes off the clock here in the 4th quarter.
We didn't see
Or 6
Ramage much in the
seconds,
first half. We saw a lot of Mason Flores. But a high snap!
And
Are you kidding me?
And there was offsides on Bret Harte on that play. I'm surprised they did not call the flag.
There's a late flag.
That looked like offsides. Did you see it in your camera, Jake?
Flag on the play.
Wow.
So, yeah, what's the flag? Somebody hit somebody on the
It was a
ground?
late flag, came in way from the goal line. The ref standing on the goal line threw it all the way back where the fumble was being recovered on the high snap. We're looking for the call. After the play, dead ball foul, personal foul against Bret Harte. That will be assessed on the kickoff.
Against Bret Harte will be assessed on the kickoff.
Not that he needs 15 yards to kick it out of the end zone. He's kicked it twice and had 2 touchbacks. But wow, what a change of events right there. A high snap. And so they're not able to convert the extra point, and this game is tied up at 13.
Great job by the Argonaut coaching staff. Great job by these players. They never got down. They were down 13-0. The onside kick at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Bret Harte marched the ball down, and Argonaut, Argonaut's been doing a good job here, offensively and defensively. Some mental errors from the sideline and on the field from Bret Harte, and Argonaut sitting pretty here, 13-13.
Well, there's a lot of time left, and the fact of the matter is, what needs to happen right now is the Argonaut defense, the line needs to stand up.
And you know what? After that penalty on the extra point, it's going to be kicked from the 45.
Yeah, he's going to kick it out of the end zone. Kicking 15 yards back, he's had 2 touchbacks already. He doesn't need the 15 yards. This ought to be an easy one. You know, at
you
this
think
point,
Ricky Davis gets crazy in onside?
No. At this point, the high school guy, what does he do? If I'm him, goes for the field goal.
I would try
Go for the upright. Just kick it right through. What the heck, right?
Yeah, let's see what arena style. Hey, they should give you a point.
Yeah, well, I agree, but not going to get it.
Nope. We'd see a lot more soccer players playing football. What's that all about, Frank? They moved soccer to a different time of the year, I heard, this year. So
that's why everybody has a good kicker this year.
Yeah, seriously.
No, seriously. Think about the games we've done. Everybody's got a good kicker.
They really do.
Pooch it.
Oh, they needed to get that over his head if they're going to do that.
Well,
still only a 4-yard difference.
They lost 4 yards on it.
That should have landed at the 10. You're going to try that. You know?
Just got it because they had a lot of room in between, right? You got to get it over that guy, and then you've got nobody to get it.
I'll tell you, though, Bret Harte, we've seen him kind of falling apart here at the end, or the Mustangs strengthening up, but Bret Harte a lot more than advertised, and we're really surprised. And this game's not over by any means. Bret Harte's got a good offense here.
First and 10 from the 24-yard line. Kraft in the shotgun. Let's see if they can regain some momentum that they'd lost. Give to the big guy up the middle. Nice job crashing from that end. That's number 86. I believe that's Corey Kling.
Stop by.
Howard brought it through a gain of a couple on the play. 2nd and 8. Kraft calling the plays out. In motion. Kraft to get hands off to the big guy again, going through number 44, gains another 2. Howard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Ball sits just inside the 29-yard line. So 3rd and 6 for the Bullfrogs.
13-13, 10:50 left to go.
Kraft's going to keep it. He's trying to get around this side. He's got the first down, and he's got more. He breaks.
Oh, and he fumbles, Frank. I think the Mustangs recovered. Are they going to say it's out of bounds?
We got to see.
They're pumped on the sideline, but I saw a couple Mustangs looking
Kraft got
defeated
hit.
on the field.
He spun. The ball came loose. They're talking about it down there.
And he's holding that at his hip real loose. The Mustangs look a little upset here.
They're getting away from the whole Mustang sideline there as they can discuss it because they were surrounded by gold.
That's going to be Bret Harte's ball, guys. By the body language right here, watching the Mustangs, the guys throwing their hands up, kind of doing the, what the heck? Looks like, as of right now, from what these guys are hearing, it looks like it's going to stay with Bret Harte. It was stripped. It was, but he was holding it too loose at this point in the ball game. Holding it low, one hand. Got to be high and tight.
All right, what they're saying is Argonaut recovered, but the defender was out of bounds and he came back in. Technically, by the rule, once you go out of bounds, you cannot be the first person to touch the ball coming back in. That was the call. Bret Harte retains possession. It's going to be a first down for Bret Harte.
You know, the crowd's booing, but the crowd can't see. We've got the Mustangs.
Well, we couldn't
here.
see either.
We
The
can't tell
sideline
what's
had us
going
covered
on.
up. We couldn't see what happened. We'd have to look back at the replay, and our monitors aren't working tonight.
Jake's our monitor on the camera over there.
Jake saw it.
Fourth quarter action brought to us today by Thompson's Auto Group. We'll take a commercial here when we get a chance. We still trying to see what's going on where they're going to spot the ball here, so we're going to have to wait.
I want you all look at that play, and you can slow it down into super slow motion on your TV, and you call the station and let me know what you saw before the pigskin preview that I tape on Tuesday morning. Let me see what you called. Now there's a 15-yard penalty added to that. And
because of the guy being the first one to touch it.
An illegal touch, I don't think, is a 15-yard penalty.
Hey, what a great ball game this has turned out to be, though. Bret Harte answering, nice long run.
Wait, now they're moving the ball back. Now they're going to move it back. Yeah, I don't understand what the 15 yards is about. Now they're moving it back. They're not sure either. All right, they're going to march it back to the 49-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. Look at the chain guys are going back and forth, back and forth. Okay, it's 1st and 10 now from the 49-yard line.
You know, a quick Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update. Nothing new. Calaveras Sonora 21-7. Amador 35. Linden 7. We're here at 13-13. 10:30 left to go in the ball game.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for Bret Harte. Kraft hands to the big man. First man through. Hit. Boy, who came flying in there? Number 23.
I do know, that was number 23 of the Mustangs, Mason Flores, to finish the playoff.
So the big man, Howard, bulls it forward for the gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Oh, in motion, new player number 5. I haven't seen him. Howard again gets it, bangs it forward to the 45-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play. It looks like it's going to be 3rd down and 4.
And number 5 is Nathan Rodriguez, junior, 5'8", 150 pounds.
Any new updates? Calaveras game?
So 3rd and 5 for Bret Harte. In motion, Ramirez, who just came in. They're going to give it to Howard again. He's going to be short. It's going to be 4th down.
Anthony Howard, the ball carrier.
Let's see what Bret Harte is going to do this time.
9 minutes and 10 seconds. It's counting down. Only 2 minutes left in that Sonora game, Calaveras. It's 28 to 14.
4th down and 3, and they're going to punt. I don't even understand what the question here. Your defense has been outstanding all night long, and so now they've decided to punt. It looks like they weren't sure what they wanted to do. So now they are going to punt the ball back deep for the Mustangs. Oh, no, everybody's coming up. They're thinking fake.
And, you know, the Mustangs have shown they can move it, but they're not moving it in big chunks.
So they're not going to put anybody back. And this kid can punt pretty good. We've seen it already. So Argonaut's going to be pinned deep with any kind of decent punt at all with no one back to receive the punt. This punt formation, they always send their gunner in. That snap almost hit him in the head. Almost blocked again, but a good job.
Right,
nobody back
10.
to receive the kick, and it's going to be out of bounds all the way down. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be close to the 10-yard line.
And Amador High School, we've talked about Amador has put up 59 points twice this year already. They're playing Linden. Linden, of course, probably the weakest team in the league. Not probably. They are 47-7 right now. Amador's just running through the Linden Lions out there in Linden. And they have subbed down. They're down. James Vega just scored. Looks like they've got their backs out for the most part. So Amador letting the young men play and taking it easy on Linden.
Well, Argonaut's going to have to earn it. 8:17 left here in the game. This one's all tied up at 13. They're on their 10-yard line where they have it 1st and 10. Oh, fumble! Bret Harte's got it.
And Bret Harte's got it in scoring position at about the 10-yard line, guys. Almost like they just made a 40-yard play here or so rather than punting.
Ramage to White, trying to hit that little inside reverse. Banged right off his thigh pad, and number 66 fell on it for Bret Harte.
If you don't have a stake in this ball game, if you're not rooting for Argonaut or Bret Harte, it's a pretty decent game. It's, getting a little sloppy, but still even. 13-13, 8 minutes and 12 seconds left to go.
Boy, what a big play right there. Quarterback's going to keep it. Nice job shooting through the hole, number 44 for the Mustangs.
Ooh, he's taking out hard, too.
Kraft was hit hard. Martini again. We've called his name a lot tonight. Philip Martini, number 44 for the Mustangs.
Picked up about 2 on the play.
2nd down. Bret Harte's got a pretty good kicker. Any score right now would be big. He almost fumbled it again. He did. Argonaut's got the football.
Look at that, as I said, sloppy but even, and the Mustangs come right back and get the ball. 13-13, 7:33 left to go. That change of possession brought to us by Mellon Faze and
that
the
was
BG
Corey
Lounge.
Kling.
And man, now the Mustangs back with the ball.
Man, oh man, Argonaut's got it now at the 15-yard line. Oh, 7.5 minutes left here in the game, all tied up at 13. This is gut check time. A little bit tired at this point of the game. You got to reach down, trying to get outside. Johnny White, he cuts it, he breaks a tackle, he gets forward.
Helmet to helmet hit on that
up across
play.
the 20-yard line.
I wonder if they're going to call that helmet to helmet contact.
There's flags flying everywhere.
That's
now.
on the Argonaut sideline, I think, guys. I'm afraid that second flag's on the Argonaut sidelines.
Yeah, they're pointing over this direction because they wanted the flag on the helmet to helmet. And some probably very choice words Illegal contact against is going to be offsetting penalties. Nope.
They were both against the defense, so not against the Argonaut sideline.
Wow.
Coach Fletcher kept everyone in check down there.
That last official threw that thing 20 yards in the air.
He did.
He wanted to make sure everybody saw it. Wow, look at this field position flop. All the way up.
And you know what, you can't call that...
it's going to be up to the 15-yard line, inside the 50.
You can't call that a mental error by Bret Harte. It was just hard football, and sometimes those helmets collide. But this is high school football, a huge emphasis on safety.
All the way up to the 47-yard line of Bret Harte, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Wow, 30 yards in penalties right there.
Today's fourth quarter brought to us by the Thompson's Auto Group. Stay tuned. We'll have your post-game show coming up, sponsored tonight by Prep Star. We'll do a Calaveras Lumber and Ace Hardware scoring update. We'll recap all the other games in the league as well. Again, we got 7.5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter from Argonaut High School, 13-13. Both teams with 2 timeouts.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Albiani, second guy through. Hit goes across the 45-yard line. That's Vieira down to the 44. Gain of about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Nice.
Boy, the Mustangs need to take advantage of that right there. Talk about a flipping field position.
Jesus. Huge.
So 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs. Ball sitting on the Bret Harte 44-yard line. Vieira, the only back behind Albiani. Normal set. Flores in motion. He's got it. Trying to get up over the right side. Hit. Still on his feet.
That may be a face mask or
looked like he went over the top of his helmet. He just kind of ducked under. Holding against Argonaut.
Holding on the Mustangs.
So that'll back it up 10 yards. Make it 2nd and
you know what, the first
17.
half was somewhat of a clean ball game. Not a lot of penalties, not a ton of turnovers. This second half's a different story. It's getting a little sloppy, but could be due to hard play on both sides. But those penalties right there, you talk about the big change in field position. Argonaut gets on the other side of the 50, and then they give it right back.
Second down and 17.
One thing about Argonaut's offense, they're definitely built to control the clock. And they have a field goal kicker.
17 here after the holding penalty. Flores in motion. Albiani wants to throw. He's got a man wide open. The defender fell down. That's Hernandez. Drugged down at the 35-yard line. The defender fell down when Hernandez made the cut, and he was just standing there by himself, and Albiani just floated one in there. First down for the Mustangs for the 35-yard line.
It almost looked like a curl, and it was a great pattern, and nice play call by the Mustangs. Unfortunately, Calaveras Lumber Ace Hardware scoring update. Calaveras loses tonight, 28-14. Turnovers, also those cramps to Bird, really hindered Calaveras tonight. So Sonora victorious once again.
Mason Flores this time still on his feet. The big guy, number 72's got him, and he says, no, son, we're not going that direction. He is a big man.
So we got about 5.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Fourth quarter action brought to us by the Thompson Auto Group. Second down and 10. You know, the Mustangs get a first down here and take a few plays and they can score. Takes a lot of time off the clock. Calaveras will have a lot of work to do. The Mustangs also have a pretty good field goal kicker. So as long as they can get down to at least the 20, they can do it outside the 20, but I think they're pretty confident they get inside the 20 with the kicker they have.
2nd and 9, they'd feel a lot better with 6, trust me.
I think so. Or 8 or 7. 5:04 left.
Oh, they tried it again. The play that they just fumbled on. Johnny White's got it at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown Mustangs! 34 yards, Johnny White on the inside handoff, the exact same play he fumbled at. Down the other side of the field, they come right back to it. White takes it to the house, 34 yards, touchdown.
You know what? I'm a flip-flop. I'm a flip-flopper here, guys. That's your utility telecom call of the game. That's a huge play for the Mustangs. Johnny White on the reverse.
Andrew Hernandez is home.
You know what? I'm taking my hat off right now to the coaching staff. They were not afraid to come back to that ball. If you looked when White fumbled that last play, he turned around, he put his hands on his head. He was sick about it. But they know this kid. They had enough confidence to come back to the same play, and he takes it 34 yards for a touchdown.
And obviously they saw something there that it was open and went right back to it, as Frank said. Nice job by the Mustangs.
False start by the Mustangs, so they're going to have to re-kick.
Hey, Frank, Amador's got 54 points right now. It's 54-7.
Well, how could they get 5? 59 seems to be their favorite number, right?
Hey, 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Oh.
They're going for 69 tonight, maybe.
Running clock, huh?
On the
Fourth
scoreboard,
quarter.
that is. 54-7, Amador and Linden.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah,
JD.
I don't want. Yeah. It's a family station. We're talking about high school kids. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's going to back them up. So this kick now is going to be from the 15-yard line. So it'll be 25 yards. Plenty of leg, no problem for Elmore. Snap, hold, kick is up, and boy, it's got plenty and more. It's good. Big extra point right there. Argonaut takes the lead 20-13 with 4:55 left in the ball game.
So that is 7-point difference. We've seen the aggressiveness bite them in the behind. Bullfrogs coaching staff, they score a touchdown. I don't put it past them to try at least for the 2-point conversion, but Argonaut does have a 7-point lead, sitting comfortably here. 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the ball game. Both teams have 2 timeouts left, so we'll see what goes on the rest of this game. But we need to take a break. We need to give our fourth quarter sponsor some pub here. We haven't had a chance to take too many breaks, so let's take a quick break. We'll check in with Thompson's Auto Group and bring it right back here to Dan Barnett Field.
At the 20-yard line, 4:55 left here to go in the contest. Bret Harte finds himself trailing for the first time tonight, 20-13 after the 34-yard Johnny White touchdown. And the old Mo has shifted sides, and it's all on the Mustang side of the field right now.
Curious to see what Bret Harte does offensively. Do they go to the air yet? Do they go for try to get a first down, control the clock, and try to score late?
Well, I'm going to think they're going to try to get the quarterback outside again and try to break something long. They can't, but there again is a big guy running through the middle, gains about 6 on the play.
And you know what? Howard's moving slower.
Well, he just reached down and grabbed his knee. Timeout, injury timeout. Howard's down. And right when he got tackled on that, he spun kind of funny and reached down and grabbed his knee, and he's on the field right now after gaining a 6 on the play.
He's trying to get up on his own. Trainer's out. Says
he's up.
They're letting him up, and he's going to go off on his own. So we were going to take a break, but I don't think we'll have time now. He's jogging. He's kind of limping, a little jog. Don't know if it's a cramp. It doesn't seem like anything too serious.
Well, gain of 6 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Maybe cramps. He's running up and down the sideline.
Yep.
We may see Howard back in this game.
He's still kind of got a hitch in his giddy long, though.
4.5 minutes left to go. Mustangs up 20-13.
All right, here we go. Mustangs need a stand. Rolling to his left. Haven't seen him do that. He's in trouble. In traffic. Hit. Sacked. Actually got back to the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a yard on the play. Nice job in that because he was surrounded. Kraft, we haven't seen him roll much to the left. He always wants to roll to the right, but they like the short side of the field. Mm-hmm. And that's where he was rolling, that side to the short side, even though it was to his left at the time.
You know, not much there for him, but nice job securing the football.
3rd and 3 for Bret Harte. Howard's out of the game, number 25 in to replace him for the Bullfrogs. Kraft, a quick pitch out here to his brother. He's got the first down, gets over the 30-yard line, knocked out of bounds at about the 31. That's going to be enough to move the chains.
Great play by Johnny White. Johnny White was blocked on that play by number 10, Bucky Sewell, the receiver, and just shed right through the block and made the tackle. Really good play by Johnny White defensively.
Well, as soon as that ball goes in the air, whoever Sewell was guarding Sewell, you need to get off him and go. He's got White tied up. You need to leave him and go. That ball was in the air a long time. 1st and 10 for Bret Harte. In motion, Kraft. Kraft takes a handoff, a quick pitch over the middle. Intercepted! It's intercepted by number 21. That's Ramage. He's taking it to the house. Touchdown, Mustangs!
And that may be your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes, 11 seconds left to go. That puts it to 26-13 Mustangs before the PAT. Bret Harte.
25-yard INT by Ramage. The receiver was open. It went off his hands. Ramage picked it out of the air and took it in from 25 yards out. Touchdown Mustangs. And oh
Ramage
my
is having a
gosh.
heck of a ball game, offensively and defensively.
26-13, and just like that, it's going to be 15 years since the last time Bret Harte beat the Mustangs.
Hey, 3 minutes is a long time, but it's got a lot bad has to happen.
It ain't long
points,
enough
folks.
to score 2 touchdowns.
I don't see much happening here. This is a different Mustang team than we've seen the last 2 years. We don't see, I doubt they're going to throw the ball from their own territory or anything. They're probably going to run this clock out. The Mustangs are built to have a lead. Their offense, they can control the clock. They've done it for years. Not necessarily built to come back from a deficit, but you see they're in the shotgun now. They're splitting one man out. They're trying to throw. They're trying to bring more of that big play ability into the offense, but they're the same old Mustangs. They're going to beat you up. They're going to keep going. They're going to wear you down. They've worn this Bret Harte team down, and we expect if they get one first down, this ball game's over, folks. In our opinion, pretty much over, but 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Can't call it till the gun.
Well, Bret Harte has to abandon their game plan now. They're going to have to throw in the air. Hell, they may get another pick. I mean, right now, Bret Harte's got to get totally outside of what they've been successful at the whole game. Down by 2 scores with 3 minutes left, they need to do something way different than get outside of their comfort zone, and that could just make this game even worse. So they return that kick up to about the 27-yard line where they're going to take over 1st and 10, down 27-13, up 13-0 at halftime. They get up 27 unanswered points in the second half that all started on a 4th and 2 call from their own 15-yard line.
Yep. You know, bad call, but if it was converted, it would have been a totally different ball game.
Stop, please.
It would have been a totally different ball game.
JD, you're killing me.
But they stopped him. They did what they needed to do. They stopped Bret Harte.
All right, back to pass. Down by 2 scores, in trouble, throws, intercepted again. What did I just say? That's Johnny White. He's taking it around the right side. Up to the 35-yard line. It's Argonaut ball, 2:51 left. Turn out the lights. This one's over.
So Argonaut will likely do their best to run the clock out. One or two first downs. It's completely over, and looks like the Mustangs are going to go stay undefeated in this ball game.
Listen to the old guy.
Well, and the other thing is when Bret Harte has to throw, the Mustangs know exactly what they're doing.
Totally out of their comfort zone. Everything they've been successful at all night, all of a sudden they couldn't do it anymore, and that's what happened.
As you hear in football, they always talk the importance of balance. And when they're not running. And the Mustangs secondary, nothing was going to happen.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs, 35-yard line. Inside handoff to Mason Flores, spins forward, gains
number
about
66 wrapped up with number 70 down here.
Well,
Bret Harte's getting a little chippy here.
Well, this Bret Harte team's got to be extremely frustrated because you know what? They really played well. And in my opinion, their coach took this game out of their hands. And that is deflating.
They punt that ball down to the Mustangs. It's already in the 4th quarter. The Mustangs scored in that 3rd quarter, so that was very, very big.
Twice in the span of 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to mark it a gain of 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 6. The clock continues to move. This is going to be ground chuck from the Mustangs. Johnny White with the ball.
2 hands,
They get to the cross. Oh, just short of the first down. Gets it down to about the 27-yard line where they're going to spot it. We're going to call it 3rd and 2. 1 first down, and this game's all over. Minute 40 left and ticking. The clock is running.
They can kneel it out if they get
the 1 first down, and they can just kneel it down.
Yeah.
They're in no hurry right now to run a play. 3rd and 2. 4 down territory for sure.
You know one other thing we have to give to the Argonaut coaching staff, these guys never gave up. Argonaut had their back against the wall. They never gave up, and that's a testament to that coaching staff, every one of those guys down there.
3rd and 2, handoff to Mason Flores. He's got the first down and more. Goes forward. He's still on his feet down to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Mustangs, and now they can just run this clock out. The clock stops for the change to move on a first down. As soon as the chains get set, it will start again. Now, Bret Harte does have 2 first downs, so you can't just go to victory formation yet because they can't stop the clock. They have 2 timeouts left, and all of a sudden, Argonaut's going to call a timeout.
Another touchdown up on the board. You're looking at 34-13, and this game wasn't that much of a blowout, but this fourth quarter, and it all goes back. Even though we had a little difference of opinion, just if it was converted, folks. I thought, it'd run some time off the clock.
Not a little.
But if it was converted, it still would have been different. They would have still had the ball. Argonaut wouldn't have had it down there. But it was a bad call, guys. Horrible call. You got to get rid of that. You got to kick it out of there. You got to give your team a chance. They didn't do it. They were overly aggressive. And
your defense has been stellar all night long.
And it all goes back to that play.
It
goes all back to that play. Okay, we need to take a quick break and check in with our sponsor, Thompson's Auto Group, and we'll bring it back here to Argonaut High School.
All right, we're back, and Argonaut has it 1st and 10. There's less than a minute left. They're in victory formation, just in a kneel down. They've got this one, and that'll be the end of the ball game right here. That'll do it. Absolutely incredible second half for the Mustangs, down 13-0 at halftime. Come back and score 27 unanswered points, and that's going to be your final score here tonight. What a change of events. The tale of 2 stories for sure, huh, JD?
Oh, definitely, Frank. And really feel bad for the young men at Bret Harte. And they were in this ball game, and as we said, it came down to a coach's decision. And in both of our opinion, it was a bad call at the time, and it really took it out of the hands of these young men. But you know what? We're going to take a break here. We're going to check in. First off, let's hear one more time from our fourth quarter sponsor, Thompson's Auto Group, and then we'll also check in with our post-game sponsor, which is Prep Star tonight. Jim, back to you. Are back at Argonaut High School, Dan Barnett Field, your post-game show brought to us by Prep Star, and we're going to have to do this pretty quick tonight. Argonaut said they need to use the facilities here up, and Jake, well, not the bathroom, but these ones here, and Jake is low on film, so we're going to get this going. First off, we want to say Calaveras lost 28-14 to Sonora. Amador just went up 61-7, still in the fourth quarter, plenty of time left in that ball game. Out of control there. And right here, Frank, Argonaut is victorious. What a difference in the fourth. And you know what? Frank and I were talking about that one play. We both agreed, just so there's no confusion, neither one of us would have called that fourth down. That should have been punted away, and that was the difference in this ball game.
Well, there's no question about it. And
started
that has to be so deflating for the kids on Bret Harte because they played so hard. I have not seen a Bret Harte team play that hard and play that physical. They really controlled the line of scrimmage all night long. But all of a sudden, instead of putting it back on their defense, who did a stellar job all night, they go for it on 4th and 2 from the 15-yard line, and the game was never the same after that. They had a 13-0 lead in the first half. Argonaut scores 27 unanswered points.
And how quickly did they score down there after that?
Had 2 scores in 40 seconds after that 4th and 2 instead of kicking it away.
And stopped the clock again with the quarter. It would have wrapped up. They punted that. The quarter would have been over. Fourth quarter, Argonaut would have had to score 2 touchdowns. Instead, put up 2 more, which put them, the game out of reach. It just very deflating for that team over there. So we got to give a lot of credit to Bret Harte. But Argonaut, their coaching staff, they keep these guys together, man, and they play hard.
I'll tell you what, outstanding game. I'm gonna give the player of the game, Trevor Ramage.
Agreed.
The guy was a train wreck on defense. He was knocking everybody around. He had an interception return. He scored the first 2 touchdowns for the Mustangs. Our player of the game tonight is going to be Trevor Ramage. Outstanding job. But I also have to mention Philip Martini. You're a stud, my man.
Yes.
You played a great game tonight. Really did a good job.